You have a what do you have something? Are you part of the judges today, or what's your plans?
No, we're just watching and shooting some video for next year's promo. We do all of the pre-advertising for the festival every year, and so we'll shoot some video today and to use in next year's promos.
Make sure and get this logo on there, okay?
You got it.
Hey, look, man, you guys do a great job, Harvey, with your videos and everything that you do, the voiceovers. And the name of your company is?
Harvey and Friends.
You do a wonderful job. So professional.
Thank you all.
And one of your friends is Hunter.
Hunter's my partner. Yeah, exactly.
Where's he at today?
We're working on another project, another big project for a national restaurant chain. We're putting together a franchise site for them. So yeah, I get to get out and enjoy today while he works. So that's how it works.
That's how you do it. Yeah,
that's seniority, man.
Seniority.
Right.
And Hunter is nothing personal.
No,
nothing
it's
personal.
Just business.
Just get it
just
done.
Business.
Just shut your mouth and get it done. Quit being stupid.
Harvey, it's great to see you.
It's so good to see you
Y'all
both.
too. Always.
Y'all have a wonderful day today.
Enjoy the festival.
Thank you very much. We will. Harvey Boyd.
About
the
15
man.
minutes, right? Yeah, the parade in 15 minutes.
We're that close to it. Jeez. We'll take a quick time out here and come back. It's 15 minutes away.
It is packing out.
It's Larry's Newman is in the Gene Langley Ford studio. Gene Langley Ford is not far from us. Yeah, they're at 3500 East End Drive in Humboldt. Now you can shop online 24/7 at GeneLangleyFord.com. Pick your vehicle out. You can build it from the ground up. Secure financing, all that at GeneLangleyFord.com, and also set your service visits. And now the service department, which is award-winning, they're offering complimentary concierge service. If you live within a 15-mile radius of Gene Langley Ford, they'll come and pick your vehicle up at your home or your office, take it in, do that service work, and then deliver it right back to you, wherever you're at. They would love to do that. There's no charge for the pickup and delivery service within a 15-mile radius of Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. We'll be right back. We're live on the main parade route. We're at the corner of Main and 19th. You'll see our banners, and if you come up to it, we've got some gear that we're going to give away, including an hour-long massage to Bogey's Dream Studio. Mom would love that for Mother's Day, wouldn't you, Gina?
She would, and there's nothing better. You know, we talk about self-care being important. That's the first step one right there. Go get a massage.
You ain't kidding. If you don't love yourself, nobody else will.
Thank you.
Yes. We'll be back here in just a few minutes live from the Strawberry Festival in Humboldt.
Welcome to Hampton Inn & Suites of Jackson. Make yourself at home in any of the 83 rooms or suites. Hampton Inn & Suites exit 83 at I-40 is minutes away from all Jackson destinations like the West Tennessee Healthcare Sportsplex, Casey Jones Village, Jackson Madison County General Hospital, and many industrial complexes. Enjoy free Wi-Fi, free parking, and free hot breakfast. Also a 24-hour fitness and business center. Welcome to West Tennessee. Make your reservations now by calling direct at 731-427-6100 or visit hampton.com.
Watch Tennessee Championship Wrestling every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on NewsTalkWestTennessee.com. See all the Memphis legends: Jerry the King Lawler, Dangerous Doug Gilbert, Superstar Bill Dundee, along with stars of today: the Mid-South Prodigy Bam Bam Bundy, MJ Davis, Mr. Marvelous Mike Mayo, Insane Dane, Big Gravy, The Rocket Josh Benson, Lucky P. Larson, and many, many more. You can also view TCW on the News Talk West Tennessee app for all your Apple and Android devices.
Catch Tennessee Championship Wrestling every Saturday at noon on NewsTalkWTN.com.
Are you tired of the stresses of everyday life? Do you need a break? Indulge yourself at Bogey's Dream Studio. Experience the very best massage therapy. Shane specializes in hot oil stone massage, which will melt away your tension and leave you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Self-care is important. Regular massage will strengthen your immune system, decrease joint inflammation, and help you enjoy better quality of sleep. Bogey's Dream Studio will help you achieve a relaxed mind and body body. Why wait? Call now. 731-402-0172. That's 731-402-0172 for the very best massage experience you'll ever have. Let Bogey's Dream Studio of Massage take you to a dreamy state of relaxation. Call 731-402-0172. That's Bogey's Dream Studio of Massage, 401 Federal Drive, Jackson.
My name's Tommy Bland, and I just received the BioT hormone replacement therapy. For BioT, I was just not hitting on all cylinders. I didn't feel like myself. I was constantly fatigued, brain fog, lack of energy, searching for something natural, something that I could use to help benefit my body and help maybe take me back to where I once was. And while I was waiting in the waiting room, I saw a pop-up advertisement there, and I started reading over all the symptoms. And I went down the list. They all pertain to me. My experience with Miss Kim Nichols, my case manager for BioT, was great. She was very informative, put me at ease, went through everything step by step, knew exactly what to expect and what the outcome was going to be in the end. After BioT, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I can get off work, go home, catch my second wind, and I'm off to the races again. It doesn't matter if I'm working, selling cars, or if I'm on the boat fishing a tournament, I'm back to my old self again.
Give us a call at 731-318-5827 or visit our website at advancedrehabjackson.com for more.
We found Jackson's perfect lunch spot, Bourbon and Barley's. You can enjoy a delicious sit-down lunch at drive-through prices. Bourbon and Barley's lunch menu is available weekdays 11 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m. Have a late lunch or an early dinner at lunch prices. Bourbon and Barley's amazing lunch menu options include delicious crab and lobster bruschetta, Cobb salads, one-topping pizzas, and their featured slider of the day. Offer just $10 across the street from Starbucks. Bourbon and Barley's, where Jackson loves to lunch.
Precision Auto Body strives to provide you with excellent customer care. Precision Auto Body will gladly handle your insurance work. Get a free quote by logging on to precisionautobodytn.com. A lifetime warranty on any auto body or paint work. Precision Auto Body. Visit our location nearest you in Milan, Martin, or Dyersburg. PrecisionAutoBodyTN.com.
96.5 FM. Home of the Dan Reeves Show.
Weekday afternoons, 3 till 6.
Hey y'all, this is Mary at Mulligan's. Come see us soon before the new wears off. Hard to believe, but we're coming upon an anniversary in our locally family-owned business at Union University Drive. We still have our daily lunch specials, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., which will remind you of Grandma's cooking. Or try our Irish dishes, fish and chips, Reuben's and shepherd's pie, or everyone's favorite, the Mully Burger. And how about brunch on Saturdays and Sundays? Yep, every weekend, serving Jackson for over 25 years. See you soon at Mulligan's.
Take us with you wherever you go. Download our free apps for Apple and Android. Visit newstalkwtn.com. Then click to download.
Precision Auto Body strives to provide you with excellent customer care. Precision Auto Body will gladly handle your insurance work. Get a free quote by logging on to precisionautobodytn.com. A lifetime warranty on any auto body or paint work. Precision Auto Body. Visit our location nearest you in Milan, Martin, or Dyersburg. PrecisionAutobodyTN.com.
Remy, you got us? Yep. Well, you. Here, Gina. That's you right there. Larry, if... Larry, I hear us on the air. We need a little bit of alert that we're on, like bomb. There's Susie. Gina Langley. Remy just walked up. Hey, Remy.
What's going on?
How you doing? Hey, Susie.
This is going to be like a family reunion today, Rachel. It is.
I'm right down here in front of you.
Okay.
All these friends coming up.
And
this place is packing out.
Yeah, it is packing out.
It is.
And look at this.
We got babies. Now, who's this?
Okay, so we've got Remy. You heard us talking about Bogey's Dream Studio, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I bet you want that massage, don't you?
Yes, sir.
I knew it. You're a smart man.
We just gave one away.
What?
We just gave one away. A listener came up and said she heard that we were giving them away.
All right. Where's she at?
She's getting ready for the parade down there.
Okay. Remy, have you ever been to Bogey's massage studio?
I've never even had a massage in my life.
Oh, my God.
What? And, well,
that
after...
hurts my soul.
Think about his.
You don't know what he's missing.
No.
Maybe after this, I'll have to keep going back.
Well, I guarantee you, and Gina will back me up on this, if you go to Bogey's once, you will be back. Rachel and Jake just walked up, too. Grab that handheld over there. They said, no, they don't have anything to talk about. Remy, are you from? Now, you take care of the ball fields here in Humboldt, right?
Yes. No, originally I'm from Kansas, but I moved here in 2002 and been working for the city of Humboldt since 2008.
What part of Kansas are you from?
The very southeast corner, Chinook, Kansas.
Southeast corner, okay.
It's 2 hours.
How far from Kansas City are you?
2 hours from Kansas City, 2 hours from Wichita, hour and a half from Joplin, and 2 hours from Tulsa. Right in the middle of nothing.
Okay. Well, I tell you, you know John Avery Emerson, he's the mayor of Alamo.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the College Baseball World Series in 2019, in June of 2019, and essentially you go to St. Louis and hang a left.
Right.
You go to Kansas, then drive to Kansas City and hang a right.
Yeah.
Go up to Des Moines and hang a left, and you're in Omaha. But we got to Kansas City, and that interstate that runs from Kansas City up to Des Moines was closed because I think it was the Missouri River flooded, and so we had to drive through Kansas City, then hang a right on a state highway. I thought, this is going to be the ugliest drive ever. It was gorgeous. Rolling hills.
Yes, I mean, a little more south and western Kansas, you can see for 10 miles. Not many trees, wind. I mean, it's... And when I moved here, I love it. Rivers, lakes, streams, trees. I mean, and I tell people if they've never been to Kansas, don't go.
You're not in Kansas anymore, are you? So, did you get that part of it that was just kind of flat and see for 10 miles? Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, there was nothing to do but get in trouble there.
Was that a part of the Dust Bowl?
That's more western Kansas.
Okay. Well, where we drove, which would have been just to the west of Kansas City or a state highway, then due north up to Omaha was just absolutely gorgeous. A lot of agriculture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, you get here, and it's green here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is green.
Gorgeous.
And what you do for a living, taking care of grass, what a lot of grass to take care of out there, I don't guess, huh?
It's got its awesome perks, man. I'm out there by myself. The mayor and my boss let me do what I want, and I just take off.
You just go do your thing.
Yeah, it's peaceful.
You work for the city of Humboldt?
Yes.
What all ball fields you take care of?
Well, I've got 2 men's league softball, a girls softball field, high school baseball, a t-ball, a coach pitch field, and then 2 little league fields. But this year, the only thing I've had was high school baseball. They didn't have enough girls to field the softball team, and it's just declined big time.
So
no more men's church league. I mean,
wow. So there's no youth softball.
Well, no.
What about Little League baseball?
Last year they tried to throw it together, but I mean, it just didn't pan out. I mean, there was not enough kids to really do anything. They went out there and practiced mostly, but they never kept score or nothing like that. I know it. But I've got
times have changed, everybody.
Really? We're getting old is what that is.
I figured with Tyson coming in and the new FedEx place, that'd bring more kids and family around. But
well, what about the new FedEx place? What is that?
It's a 800,000 square foot facility. They're supposed to hire 800 people, which Tyson hired 1,500 people, and so heck, that's 2,700 extra people that is going to be in the town of Humboldt during the day. So I figured they got to live somewhere.
Yeah, it's well maybe moving forward. Hopefully, everything will come back together because when I was 12, in our Little League All-Star tournament was Humboldt hosted it.
Oh yeah,
it was Milan, Humboldt, Jackson National, and Jackson American, and they did a fantastic job. It's a great Little League field here in town.
Yeah, I mean, I used to host one whole week. I hosted 3 state tournaments in the same week. I mean, I was hosting districts, states, all sorts of stuff for the first 10, 11 years. And then since then, which Barry Britton, he was the Little League director, and things just fell off. I mean, he done a tremendous job.
Right. You got to have somebody to organize it all, right?
But his kids grew up, and then once they got out of school, and they got
time for
old
the
enough,
next guy.
So, I mean, I just wish some people get together with leadership and take it to the next level.
Well, I tell you who'd be great at it. Harvey Boyd.
I just heard him on
I'll
here.
just if you go ahead and put him down.
Put him down for that.
Yeah, I don't think he'd mind. Do you, Gina?
No, we'll just go ahead and volunteer him right now.
I used to see him and his son out there on the ball fields practicing when, oh my gosh, 13 years ago, 14 years ago.
Yep. Now Hunter's mid 20s or late 20s, and he is business partner with his dad.
Yeah.
These kids grow up fast, don't they, Gina?
Yes, they do. I'm kind of worried about that fried Oreo situation over there. I'm thinking I need to go check that out.
Is that it right across
There's
the street?
one, and I wonder if they have those fried Snickers.
There's fried everything here.
Deep fried.
Deep fried Snickers. So a Snicker dipped in basically funnel cake dough, fried, and then when they pull it out, they pour powdered sugar on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
We probably need that, don't we, Dan?
What's wrong with that?
And a blood test after that.
Yeah, and some insulin, right?
We'll worry about that. Yeah, we'll worry about the health later. That's almost like health food at a carnival. Deep fried over in the South. I mean, it's fantastic.
They have these massive corn dogs this year. They are huge.
They've got a new thing down there now, the food court.
Yeah.
Man, that's where Coyote Blues is in that country cabin.
Yeah.
That country cabin, last Friday, there was, 200 people lined up.
Wow. Now, I have heard that maybe it was that country cabin, that there's this food truck that is incredibly popular this year.
That one has been popular every year.
Because there's usually a Cajun one that's really popular, too. You didn't
he
see
ain't
that?
here this year.
Okay. All
And
right.
they're not
Because they usually park up there, like on the other end of Main Street.
Yeah, where Pope's concession.
Right.
Has anybody told you that they're not having a barbecue contest this year?
Yes, they're not having a barbecue contest this year. We had the president and vice president on our show last week, and they did tell us that. They didn't say why.
Yeah.
Because I know my husband John likes to go, because they did it at Bailey Park, right?
Yeah,
and sit up all night and, visit, and yeah, they're not doing that.
Well, it's no reason why, because I think people still eat barbecue, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they had to save some money in the budget for the Clydesdales.
We have the Clydesdales.
Well,
Aren't you excited? Did you see their big trucks drive through a minute ago?
I was over there yesterday when they were putting all the harnesses on them and everything. Oh,
those horses are massive.
Well, that's the luckiest dog in the world, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's
'cause
sitting
he's
up on
just-
that thing, and as good as, I mean, he just lays there and just enjoys
He's a
every
good
bit of
boy,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
Those Clydesdale are literally workhorses. Those things are massive. I'm excited just to see them. I really am.
They live a better life than I do.
Oh, yeah. Their trucks are
boy.
nice,
You ain't
climate
kidding.
control.
Hey, you know, you have to really stand next to one to get an idea how big those guys are, don't you?
And when she was hooking them harnesses up and all that, I mean, she's standing right behind the back legs.
Like it could kill her. If it would kick her, it
And
would
it-
kill her. Yeah.
Larry Newman, producing and directing. Larry, we're right at the top of the hour. I assume it's time for the top of the hour news. Would I be correct?
Yes, sir.
He said yes,
Okay.
sir.
So
And it's
if you
progress.
want to bump us right into that with some bump news, that'd be awesome.
I
We're
will.
about to start a parade here, Larry.
Okay.
Okay, you go ahead and start now. It's
Just a little bump music.
yeah, well, bump, to alert us that we're on, and then lead us into a break. There he is. There he is. He's snacking on hamburgers. Wake up, big guy.
He's worried about the weather for us, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, he's been great to have Larry Newman. But Swimmy, it's great to see you. Hold on just a minute.
Is that a helicopter? Wow. Governor must be here. Oh, that was him.
He comes in, I'm not going to say the time.
Oh, okay.
It's for the governor's lunch.
I know
don't
he's
think
flying
gonna
in.
Be in the parade.
No, you're right. He's not going to be in the
I
parade
think
this
you
year.
just came in.
Something just came in.
We'll be right back. The Strawberry Festival about to start. We're live in Humboldt, Tennessee. News Talk 96.5 FM. News Talk 965.com. Be sure to download our free mobile apps. They fit Apple and they fit Android. And we'll be right back. The Strawberry Festival and the parade, the Grand Floats Parade. It's a huge crowd here, and it's just about to crank up. We'll be right back.
Of the statute prompting more confusion along the border. That's where we find Town Hall's Julio Rosas.
When Title 42 was officially over, there were no major crossings as of last night, and that was mainly because word had begun to spread among the migrants that were still in Juarez that that they were being stopped from crossing.
Stopped, at least for a time, by Governor Greg Abbott's deployment of the Texas National Guard. Federal judge putting a temporary hold on a Biden administration order to start releasing migrants into the country without a court date for an immigration hearing. And a comprehensive border security bill that cleared the Republican-led House expected to die in the Democrat-controlled Senate. Among other things, a GOP bill calls for a resumption of work on the border wall. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg pursuing a case against a 24-year-old Marine veteran who used a chokehold to restrain a disruptive passenger on a New York City subway train. The man subsequently died.
Daniel Penny is charged with second-degree manslaughter in the death of 30-year-old Jordan Neely. An onlooker says an agitated Neely had been screaming and begging for money aboard a train on May 1st. Video shows Penny on the ground placing Neely in a chokehold. Manhattan prosecutors announced Thursday that they would bring a criminal charge against Penny, whose attorneys said acted in self-defense. Neely performed on the subway as Michael Jackson, and friends say he had been dealing with homelessness and mental illness in recent years. I'm Donna Warder.
Stocks recovering at least a bit of what they lost yesterday. Right now, the Dow is up 23 points, the Nasdaq ahead a fraction. More on these stories at townhall.com.
People ask me sometimes, Lance, I'm worried about my finances, and I feel bad because I shouldn't be worried, right? I realize that inflation is going to be eating up money. I've got to do something to get around this crazy stock market and Biden's spending spree. Gold has, since the beginning of time, been the resource that God's people have relied on. The silver is mine and the gold is mine, is what the prophet Haggai said during a time of great shaking. To protect your retirement, I recommend that you diversify your 401k or IRA right out of paper assets and into physical gold. And the best way to do that is with Gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group. I want you to text the words FAITH, F-A-I-T-H, to 989898 and get a free info kit on gold IRAs. There's no strings attached to this, so just text FAITH, F-A-I-T-H, to 989898 and see what I've discovered here about gold and its ability to stabilize your investment and create a storage of wealth for you in unsteady times.
Sudan's warring parties have signed a deal that's supposed to ease the suffering of civilians in the war-torn country, but otherwise little progress to report toward ending the conflict.
Representatives of the two rival armies promised to protect civilians, including allowing safe passage for anyone wanting to get out of harm's way. A long list of pledges included respecting ambulances, not using civilians as human shields, and allowing the Red Cross to collect the dead. This is not yet a ceasefire agreement, despite a reference to what are described as regular humanitarian pauses. But the two sides have agreed to hold discussions aimed at a short-term ceasefire and to hold subsequent talks on a permanent cessation of hostilities.
And that's the BBC's Paul Adams. Israeli airstrikes against Palestinian terror targets in the Gaza Strip have continued for a third day after the terrorists fired missiles into Israel. News and analysis, townhall.com. A majority of voters believe the Biden family likely took part in a pay-for-play scandal with foreign actors. That's according to a newly released survey.
A majority of voters consider new revelations from GOP congressional investigators about foreign payments to President Joe Biden's family a serious pay-for-play scandal, according to the latest Rasmussen survey of voters of all political stripes. According to the results of the survey published Thursday, 69% of voters said the reports of foreign influence peddling targeting Biden and his family are a serious scandal, including 49% of Democrats, 72% of independent voters, and 88% of Republicans. Edwin Mora, Capitol Hill.
Some rough weather across parts of the plains overnight. Powerful thunderstorms spawned tornadoes south of Oklahoma City last night. The town of Noble taking a hit. No reports, though, of any injuries. More on these stories, townhall.com.
I spent a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain and mud. In 95, I helped tow your moving trailer. And in 09, it was sparks from me, your chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Jackson in West Tennessee. Dustin Ring here again with Dustin Buys Houses, and I'm still buying them fast for cash. Doesn't matter the reason or condition, I can make you a cash offer and close in as little as 30 days. I'll even pay your closing cost. Doesn't matter what type of property, I'll buy them all. Single family, multifamily, mobile homes, mobile home parks, vacant lots, farmland. Hey, are you going through one of those icky divorces and need to sell the house? I'll buy it. Are you going through a foreclosure and about to lose it to the bank? Give me a call before it's too late. Call or text me today at 731-200-1362. You can also visit DustinBuys.com. I can make you a cash offer and close in as little as 30 days. The phone number, 731-200-1362. DustinBuys.com. Really doesn't matter what type of property you have. Give me a call and I'll make you an offer. Call or text me today at 731-200-1362. I'm Dustin Ring and I buy houses fast for cash.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Central Distributors, Jackson. News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin today, 731-200-1362. Friday brings cloudy skies and a chance of thunderstorms. High temps in the low 80s. Mostly cloudy tonight with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Lows in the upper 60s. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. For weather 24/7, visit newstalk965.com.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson. Take us with you wherever you go. Download our free apps for Apple and Android. Visit newstalkwtn.com. Then click to download.
Humboldt's, and we are just underway. I got to tell you, a lot of air traffic here today. Helicopters all over the place. I assume that's maybe the governor coming in, Governor Lee. I don't know. My name's Dan Reeves. Gina Langley's here as well. And joining us here on the program, Rebecca and Macy Jones. Are you Rebecca?
I am Rebecca, yes.
I felt like I would get it. It was a 50-50 shot to get it right. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
And Macy Jones. Hi, Macy.
Hi, how are you?
Fantastic. All right, Rebecca. So, you guys, are y'all Strawberry Festival royalty, or tell Gina was telling me.
Macy is past royalty. I'm just a strawberry mama, I guess.
Well, that makes you royalty by
birth royalty.
Yes, so you're related. Yes. So, okay, Macy. So you're former Strawberry Festival queen.
Well, I was in the 2022 royalty class. So I was in the Strawberry Festival last year, and I rode. But I've been coming to the Strawberry Festival, since I was probably 6. But it was a really fun and new opportunity to be able to ride on the Queen's Float and go to the opening ceremonies and hang out with Mayor Marvin Sykes. We just had the best time last year.
Last year, so did you grow up here in Humboldt?
You could say so. I grew up at Gene Langley Ford.
You did?
I did.
Well, I know those folks.
Yeah, they're great people over there.
So, okay, what's the connection there?
My dad is the service manager. He's Ricky Jones. So
I'm glad you told. I didn't know that. He was on the show about a month ago. Did a great job.
He was. Good.
Yeah, Ricky's fantastic. So that was that is your connection to Gene Langley Ford.
Yes, sir.
Well, then you know Gina.
I do.
She's connected to her.
I do.
Yeah. Well, and the members, I grew up in Milan, and we never missed the Strawberry Festival. The Thursday and Friday, Junior Floats Parade, and today the Grand Floats Parade. It's memories for a lifetime, isn't it?
Right. Yes.
Yes.
You remember everything from the Strawberry Festival. It doesn't matter what year. They always seem to flood back when you come back to Humboldt.
I remember it was probably, because we're set up here just down in the judges stand. We're on the corner of Main and 19th. And right now, looks like some Army, well, that's now what is that vehicle right there? Do you recognize that?
I'm unsure.
That is a Hummer. That's a Hummer rolling through here. And behind that, a older fire engine. That's classic, isn't
right.
it?
It's beautiful.
But it was right across the street, on the other side of the street over there, Rebecca and Macy. Me and a friend of mine who's no longer with us, he was a bit mischievous, so we had a lot in common, I'll say that. We were running through the crowd, and this guy this had been the 80s. We were in probably middle school, and this guy had remember those big boom boxes?
Yes, I do.
Macy, you know what a boom box is?
I do. I do know what a boom box is.
Well,
yes,
it's
Macy has older parents.
Okay,
I have cool parents.
Obviously. So this guy had a huge boom box and had it on his shoulder pressed to his ears, and he was trying to impress people, I'm sure, because it was huge. We were running through there and bumped into him. He dropped it, and it shattered about 1 million pieces. And we took off running. He chased us for a while, but we got away. Those are the type of memories here. Now, not that particular for everyone, but memories that last a lifetime. The food, just the weather, because everything's changing. We made it through another winter, and it's just a great time of year, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes.
With the carnival downtown now, I think that added a lot of ambiance to the carnival. You think so?
I do.
Brought in a younger demographic for sure.
Yes.
Last year, I was honored to MC the Barry Idol contest. Just down at Magnolia Manor.
Absolutely.
That is gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely.
That was, I don't know, it seemed like about 100 young people were in that contest last year. They just blew me away with the amount of talented young people we have in this area,
Right.
Now, downtown Humboldt has enjoyed a resurgence with these local businesses like the coffee shop just down from us, and I think there's a locally owned and operated pizza, maybe Italian restaurant.
Yes, Milano's.
Milano's.
Wonderful.
I haven't been there. You recommend that?
It is wonderful. Yes.
And all this is in downtown Humboldt. If you've never been to the Strawberry Festival, the parade route in Humboldt is just set up, laid out beautifully for this parade, and it's just this long main street here. And look at the people on the hillside across the street from us.
Right.
If it was just flat, it wouldn't be this good. I mean, it's perfect, isn't it?
It is perfect.
Now, did you grow up in Humboldt?
I did not. I grew up in Lauderdale County, which is not too far.
Right. Ripley or where?
Well, between Ripley and Halls.
Okay.
But still not too far. But we always, back then, we got out of school for the Strawberry Festival.
Right.
So it's always been a huge deal. The pageants, has always been a big draw to come to Humboldt. So it's always been a huge, just an event. And it still is. I mean, 80,000 people descend on Humboldt yearly. It's amazing. And, look at that, the Clydesdales. Oh, my goodness. In Humboldt, Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that.
This tiny little town draws such a huge, just attraction, like the Budweiser Clydesdale, sorry. I mean, that's amazing. They are gorgeous.
So we saw them coming in those, I don't know how many 18-wheelers brought those Clydesdales in, but if you've seen them on TV, but if you've not seen these Clydesdales in person, they are huge guys, aren't they?
Just absolutely gorgeous.
And they are decked out in all the gear that's appropriate for the king of horses, really.
Absolutely,
And
yes.
How'd you like to have that job, Macy, of sitting on that Budweiser wagon? That wouldn't be a bad gig, would it?
I think it would be a great time. See, I've never seen this at the Strawberry Festival before, so I feel like every year as the festival grows, we're getting more of a national outreach, and seeing something like that in tiny little Humboldt is just so awesome.
Yeah,
but yes, I would love to sit up there with that Dalmatian.
Yeah, the Dalmatian got a good job, didn't
Yes,
he?
absolutely.
One of the reasons that she wanted to come to the parade today is she said that she wanted to see it as a bystander because she's always been a parade participant.
Right.
She wanted to actually see it as a crowd member because she's always been as a pageant girl or on a float or something like that. So she's seeing it with fresh eyes, just as as one of us. She's always been in the parade, so just seeing it in a different perspective today.
Well, absolutely. Now, so Macy, what do you think from this vantage point?
I like it. I've always been on a car or a float, so I've always been judged, waiting to get to the grandstand to be judged. So it's kind of fun getting to be my own judge today.
You just get to relax today, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what are you doing these days?
Well,
you in school or you?
Yes, so I am a senior at the University of Tennessee at Martin. I'm majoring in political science with a double minor in political science and criminal justice. So I will finish my semester at Martin, and then I'm moving to Knoxville to attend law school there.
Well,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so you're going after a law degree.
Yes.
By virtue of what you just said right there. So what with your political science studies, so what do you want to do? What is your dream job? What's your goal?
I really would like to expand the rights for adoption. I think that there's so many kids who can be adopted, and there's so many loving families, and I think that they need to be able to adopt these children and get them out of the foster care systems and things like that. So I'm a huge advocate for adoption.
Well, that's a noble cause, isn't it? So, and you're right about that. There's a lot of kiddos that need a loving home,
right?
Because during those years up, it's I've ran up to 8 years old. Pretty much everything is set as far as their foundation.
Right.
It's hard to unravel it once you get past that. Is that how you understand it?
Yeah, the early childhood is a huge developmental time for children, and if you can plant those seeds early, they'll grow and they'll just become better people, and they'll have a more stable personality.
Right. Yeah, you got to have that foundation to build on, don't you, Rebecca?
Yes, for sure. I'm adopted. I think that that was a huge, springboard for her. and what she wanted to do because she saw the home that I was placed into. And of course, I knew my birth mom, so it was pretty much an open adoption. And my mother was really young when she had me, and so it was kind of good to see both sides. And I think that led her to want to help, not only the birth moms but the families, and be an advocate for kids.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a relationship with your biological mama all the way
Absolutely, I
through?
still do. I do.
Awesome.
I do.
That doesn't happen that often. I wouldn't think.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
It does not. Yeah.
Well, and so was it? Who spearheaded getting you back? Your relationship with your mother, was it your adopted family that?
No. Well, I think it was just I always knew who she was. My parents, my adopted parents, were friends of the family of my birth mom. So it was.
So there never was any tension. No, I don't want you to see her. I don't want you.
No, not at all.
Well, that's awesome.
Right.
I not that I know, but I would think that sometimes it could be tension like
Sure.
that.
No.
So they put your interest first, the kids' best interest first. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So.
Well, Macy, as your mom just said, I assume that's what kind of triggered your interest in adoption, knowing how your mom was benefited from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there are so many children who thrive after they've been adopted. And seeing somebody like my mom, I didn't know my mom was adopted for years. And when I told her, this is kind of my idea, I want to go into law, she explained it to me. And this was early. I knew I wanted to be a lawyer at a very early stage in my life. And it empowered me to do more because I had that personal connection to it. And she's just really inspired me to follow my goals and really impact people and help people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well. Rebecca and Macy Jones here with us as look at that. I think that's a Jean Langley
That is.
Ford. That's a Bronco.
That is. What's so weird,
Those
we
are
were talking
gorgeous,
this
aren't they?
morning, Gene puts over $1 million worth of vehicles in this parade yearly. He really goes above and beyond, and people don't even know that, and he's so humble, and he'd probably kill me for saying that, but he does. We have over half of the lot in this parade today, and he's amazing. That truck right there, that's an electric vehicle. And people that are into those, what they call them, EVs,
right?
They really should come check that out. It is amazing. But he does great work for this town, and they need to come and check it out.
Well, local businesses, they mean so much to communities.
Sure.
It's still the backbone of America. Small businesses, they employ the bulk of Americans, and if we wake up one day and the only jobs that are out there with the corporations, it's not going to be the same country.
That's exactly
and
right.
it won't be good. Jean Langley Ford, you just mentioned it, is a great example of giving back to the community, just like with all these vehicles. And that's a Raptor, isn't it?
I believe so. It is. Yep.
Jeez, that's great looking. Ford has hit home run after home run. That Bronco, the Raptor, and what, they brought the Maverick back?
Yeah, they did. They did.
Lordy. And then Ford Motor Company, they invested, what's the biggest investment ever, just down the street from us here.
Right.
And
absolutely. Yes.
And SK Battery coming in. Of course, Humboldt with Tyson Foods, and who else? FedEx.
FedEx, that's
there.
Exactly right.
And West Tennessee needed Humboldt to get back to what Humboldt used to be.
You're exactly right.
And we would never rise to our potential height without a healthy Humboldt. And I tell you, this town is on its way back and bigger and better than ever.
Right. Can you imagine what the Strawberry Festival will be next year?
You ain't kidding.
Oh, my goodness.
Lordy. Don't you wish Coach Poe was here to see all this
I
happening?
do. Yes, it'll be amazing next year.
Well, it's the 85th annual Strawberry Festival, the Grand Floats Parade. And, well, even the weather said, you know what, let's take a break so we can get this Grand Floats Parade in. And I'm surprised, I don't know why, but it rained so hard and so long overnight all the way up into this morning. And look at all the people.
The strawberry gods are smiling on us today.
You ain't kidding, I tell you. And The parade is always. Are the marching bands still? I haven't been here in a while. I remember all the marching bands. Every high school around would have their marching band. Is that still the case?
Normally so, yeah.
Yes, this is a big experience for bands. They come from all over the state to perform here.
Did you ever march with a band? You play an instrument?
I did. I played the French horn. Isn't that's such a sexy instrument?
Okay, my grandfather played the French harp. He called it.
I don't believe it's the same thing.
No, that's the same thing. But most people would call it not the French harp. But okay, now what's a French horn?
It's like a big trumpet.
Oh,
when you have braces and glasses, you have to have a French horn.
Well, I love horns. Just love. They add so much to a band, don't they?
You're trying to make me feel better. It's not working.
I'm trying my best. No, I do love horns in it, but don't you, Mason?
I do. I played the flute in junior high. Okay, so I'm a flute girl.
Nothing wrong with that. I love the flute too. Music is the universal language. I mean, it's frequencies, right? We don't listen to enough music these days. People are sitting in front of what we used to call the idiot box. Really, and
Correct.
it'll fry your stinking brain is what it'll do. When you get home at night, run a bubble bath, turn the jets on, turn the lights out, turn the candles, light the candles, and listen to music.
But Adam Levine was in band, and look what a hottie he turned out to be. So
Adam
there you
Levine.
go.
Okay, now
he
who's
was
that?
Maroon 5, that, and he was like on The Voice, and everybody thinks he's such a hottie.
What songs did Maroon 5
I
do?
don't. Macy, that's a Macy question.
The one that's in my brain is Can't Stop the Feeling, but it was on the Trolls movie. That's the only reason why it's in my head.
The Trolls movie. Did you see where Robert De Niro just had
He had a baby.
79 years
My
old.
word. Isn't
Yeah.
that something?
Yeah, right. I think he may live his life like a lot of the characters he's played.
He may. He may. Yeah, I did see that yesterday.
Well, you mentioned movie. What's your favorite movie, Macy?
Macy's?
Ooh, Dirty Dancing. I love Patrick Swayze.
Dirty Dancing.
Yes.
Jeez, I saw that when it came in the theater in Milan when it came out.
Yeah,
Oh,
and her
Dirty.
second favorite is Grease. I told you
Grease.
she had
Oh.
older parents.
I
so-
saw that too. It's 1978. Yep. So I didn't want to go see either one of them. In 1978, we just our friends. That was the only thing playing. I grew up in Milan. It's at the Ritz Theater.
Yes.
In Humboldt's Theater, the Plaza. They look like it's almost the same theater, right? And then so when Dirty Dancing came out, this girl I was dating dragged me in it, screaming and crying, and ended up loving the movie.
Believe it or not, I didn't want to watch it either. My mom was like, "This is going to be your favorite movie of all time,"
And she was right.
and she was right.
Well,
She was right.
what about you, Rebecca? What's your favorite?
Oh my goodness, favorite movie? I don't know. It's hard to choose. Forrest Gump, maybe. That's like kind of like
Nothing
my
wrong with that.
go-to. It's like my go-to.
That is another one I didn't want to go see. And his girlfriend dragged me in and I loved it. Loved it. I don't know why. I don't even put up a fight anymore. I still love to go to the movies, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, okay, have you tried any of the food here?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Any of it? Anything stand out?
The
Answer?
strawberry shortcakes.
Oh.
We go once a year to the strawberry shortcakes. They moved it this year. It's usually down on the corner. They moved it to the new food court. We went as soon as they set up. Had to have one.
Okay, where's the new food court?
It's down by the Boys and Girls Club. They have it set up.
Okay, which way?
By the Senior Citizen Center, First Christian
Head that
Church.
way?
Yes.
Here, and is it on Main?
It's not. It's
right
usually on Main. Gosh, I don't even know where I'm at right now. It's set up in the parking lot of the Senior Citizen Center, Osborne Street.
You are here.
It is right by the post office, if that helps.
Yes.
you.
Okay, post
Osborne
office is that
Street.
way.
That way,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But they
Yeah,
set
Rebecca,
up.
you were sending me the opposite direction.
I'm sorry. I know the streets.
Were you doing it on purpose
I'm
to say
sorry.
more for you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'll take
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Rebecca and Macy Jones with us here. We're set up Well, the judges' stand is just down from us.
Yes.
Here comes the first float through the territorial royalty float. And Macy, which float were you on last year?
That was her
I
float.
would
last
have been on
year.
that float.
That was her
yes.
float. Yep.
Were you the queen?
I was, what was I, second?
Second maid last year.
I got to tell you, you ladies are gorgeous.
Well,
Thank you.
are kind.
I can't imagine who was the queen. If you came in like second, or first. Well, what I'm saying is, if I had a vote, I'd have voted for you and your mom.
Oh, you're so sweet.
That's so funny.
During a beauty, they still call them a beauty review. They just pageant, now, right?
Pageant, I believe so.
See, my mom made me get into, when I was a little kid, she put me at least, couple, 3 beauty reviews, and I hated it. So finally, I was able to, I just want to play ball. But then I think about it now, and I'm like, well, that'd be a great way to meet girls. But I wasn't interested then, right? I just wanted to play ball. I
Well,
was
they
like
might think
6
you
years
played
old.
for a different team back then.
Why now?
If you were, those girls might say, they have
Yeah, what team are you playing for?
Yeah,
I'm with you.
exactly.
I said,
exactly.
no, I'm not interested in being friends. Yeah, right.
Right. Yes. Everybody should have that experience at least once.
What is it about? Yeah, I wonder because, when you're like 6 or 7, you're like, well, girls have the cooties. And then all of a sudden you wake up one day like,
and you're like,
I really
I
like
want
those girls. I want
cooties.
to...
Yes, yes.
Is it like that for girls with guys?
I'm sure.
I
I'm
guess
sure.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the same.
We really get on y'all's nerves, don't we? Sometimes. Most of the time? All the time?
Just sometimes.
Just sometimes?
Just sometimes.
You will try to do better.
Yeah.
Right.
She has finally decided at the ripe old age of 20 that she's ready to date. And so boys have always gotten on her nerves because she's so driven and she's worked so hard. She's finally decided. So Jean and I have taken it to task to find her a date. So we're on the hunt.
Okay, but I tell you, I don't think you guys have a hard job. I'll be honest with you.
I know.
Yeah, I really don't. So you've never dated?
No, not seriously. No.
Well, you know what you want, don't you? You're driven.
I want somebody as driven as I am, but my main thing is I want somebody who can go out in the community like I can and present themselves well, and that's very hard to come by.
Yeah, that's no doubt. Now wait a minute. How do you know Gene?
I work for him.
That's what I thought. I'm just putting
do.
this all together.
Yes.
All
Sorry.
right. So, and you've been with Gene for how long?
Well, my husband's been with him for most of his life. So
you have two there.
Well,
essentially.
correct.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
but officially, unofficially, but we just started this pickup and delivery program. So he and I have been running all over the country officially for just like a month or so. But
you were in the studio not long ago with Rick.
Correct.
Yeah, you
Correct.
guys did a great job.
Correct. Thank you. But
Richard didn't bring his script with him that morning, right?
no, he told me that I didn't have him prepared, but that's okay. He will be prepared next time.
You guys got to come back.
We definitely
How's that
will.
going with the
it's
complimentary concierge?
It's going so well. We are so busy. We're busy. We're very busy.
We had somebody.
And we love it.
We had somebody call in and said Gene Langley pulled up to get my car.
Yes.
They felt so special. Gene pulled up in the driveway and picked up their vehicle.
They love it.
I said, look, Gene's a great guy, isn't he?
They love it, and he loves it. And what I told someone the other day, we're not just picking up cars, we're building relationships.
Exactly.
We're rebuilding relationships. We're getting back out in the community, and we're just reintroducing ourselves and telling those customers that they really matter, making them feel important. And it just solidifies the fact that our customers really do matter to us.
Well, and that's the recipe and the formula that Gene Langley Ford has used for years. How long have they been in business? 40 years or more?
Over 40 years, for sure.
Jeez. Gene must have been a kid when he started that.
He must have. Ricky started there in 1985.
Wow.
Yes. I was in the 5th grade.
Well, I mean, that just lets you know.
No, that's the truth.
I know. I believe you.
That is the truth.
I wasn't arguing it. That's all. Hey, Ricky, we just want to set the record straight. Don't get upset. But that customer service and the honesty and straight up dealing, you can't survive 50 years. Let's just say that. You can't survive 5 or 10 years in a town this size if you don't do people right, because word gets out.
Sure.
But if you do people right, well, 50 years in, it's still going strong and better than ever.
Absolutely.
Okay, here's the junior hostess, Princess Royalty Float coming through.
That would be 13 to 15 years old.
Okay. And they, from the chances are, whether they come from all over West Tennessee, or does it even go further out than that?
Well, I believe all of West Tennessee, or that may be 6 to 9. I'm sorry, that may be even younger.
So,
they look little.
They look little,
yeah.
Well, Macy, when you were competing with girls from all over the state, or just or even outside the state?
I competed in the territorial program, so it was girls from all over the state. The hostess program that we're seeing right now, they are primarily from here, from Gibson County.
Yes.
They have specific limits, but they do have like our hometown queen, and then we have the girls that come from all over the state.
I think it's West Tennessee, isn't it? I don't know the exact rules, but yeah.
It's a wide area, right? I mean, it's
then the hostess is just Humboldt in Gibson County.
Yes.
So the Miss Teen and Territorial
the
Royalty.
teen is 13 to 15. I misspoke earlier.
All right. And Steve's Custom Carts. Got his pickup truck in it. And then there's do you guys know who's behind him in all those golf carts there? I don't see
I don't know those
a
folks.
tag or identity.
I don't know those folks. That may just be some of his
staff.
carts.
Yeah, staff and carts.
You know, I got to tell you, Macy, you're right about that. That's why it's Steve's Custom Carts. And those are Steve's Custom Cars.
That's exactly right.
Hey, I'm dumb, but I ain't stupid, right? I'll catch on sooner or later. And here's Humboldt Utilities. And normally you see them coming, it's not a good news. But in this case, it is good news.
That's exactly right. With some cute littles on there.
What a thrill that's got to be, because it's the utility truck. It's the big bad boy that's got that big arm,
that bucket,
that bucket truck, and they got some kiddos in that bucket, so they're probably 30 feet off the going out that much, 25 feet off the ground, so they're having a blast.
Back in the day, you could throw candy, and that used to be the biggest thing to me, was how much candy you could go home with. I don't think you can do that anymore.
Well, what's up with that?
I don't know, but you remember running out in the street and grabbing candy, and
oh yeah,
but I don't think you can do that anymore.
No, can't do that anymore.
I don't think
Well, I tell you, you kids, all the good times now with who was that? Somebody was telling me that they were. Oh, I tell you what happened with that. I bet you, because some people were using candy. Some kids, I think, were using candy as a weapon, throwing it at the floats.
No.
But they said, okay, no more. That's a good way to lose candy.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm sure they regretted that decision later on, but yeah, so they cut the candy out. Well, and now it's, who are these ladies? You recognize those ladies?
Those are the ladies of the Sugar Creek their Vacation Bible School program, it looks like.
Did you ever go to Vacation Bible School?
I did.
Absolutely.
I sure did.
What's with who? What church?
Wherever my mama decided to stick me for the week so she didn't have to deal with me.
I grew up in a Pentecostal church. We had church camp during the summer, and I went through it one year that I missed a Little League baseball game. I called in sick the rest of the time. But the entire region of the church camp was in Cedar Grove. You been there?
We live in Cedar Grove.
Y'all live in Cedar Grove?
We
What do you know that?
I know exactly the campground. They call it the campground.
Yes, that was it.
I know exactly where that church is.
Well, it's is this? I guess it's still that big
The church is
Pentecostal
still
church?
there. I think they use that campground as like their fellowship hall. But I know exactly where where you're talking about.
Yeah, I wonder if they still have it during the summer because it was huge. The entire region would show up there.
I don't think they use that anymore as a summer camp, but my husband says that he talks about that, that people used to come
Oh,
in.
yeah. It's a week or 2 weeks during the summer, big, huge camp there. I just wasn't willing to miss a baseball game.
Right.
Because I don't mind telling you, I carried my team. I mean, without me, they just wasn't the same.
Absolutely.
Y'all don't believe me, do you?
No, I
do.
believe you
I do.
100%.
Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Macy.
The first time I ever went to a Pentecostal church, I was so scared I slept with my closet light on.
Well, what
That
church?
is the
What
truth.
church did you go to on a regular basis?
Oh, a Baptist church.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
I
gonna
went
be-
to a Pentecostal church and I thought the Lord was there.
Yeah.
Physically there. And it scared me so
they-
bad that I slept, no lie, I slept with my closet light on.
Well, no, I believe you because I
Scared
went
me to
there and
death.
I would do that.
Oh, it was scary.
Did they speak in tongues?
Yes, they did.
My aunt used to do that.
I looked for the Lord.
Oh, yeah. My aunt would do it, and I was be like, I know her. And she struggles with the English language a bit. And then everything would get quiet. You could hear adults sobbing and crying. And, I mean, I was, like, I remember I was like 10 or 11 years old, and I'd started liking girls, and this new girl started at church with us, and I was like, she's really attractive. And I was thinking about her during church, and then, the pastor would say, God knows what you're thinking. And I was like, geez, and I would try not to think about her. And I'd ask God to speak to me, and he wouldn't do it. Because, you hear the adults saying, God told me. And then I was like, he's already give up on me, and I'm 11. And, I did scared the snot out of me.
Yes.
But, and then the pastor would interpret the message.
Everyone should experience that at least once.
Yeah. Then I think something about getting caught in a classroom, and I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
God knows what I'm thinking, but he didn't notice. I was like, you know what I mean? It was kind of.
Correct.
But when I have friends go with me that hadn't been to a Pentecostal church, same reaction. Put those headsets on, JT. Put those headsets. He's not gonna do it, is he? He's
Probably
leaving.
not.
That's a great looking dog there.
It is. I'm not sure. Oh,
Is that Gina's?
Probably so. She calls it the big one when I go over there.
The big
She's got
guy?
all the little weenies, and then she has the big one.
Okay, the big guy. Not
Yes.
Joe Biden. We're talking about a German Shepherd here. Well, okay, so we still haven't seen a marching band.
We haven't, but there's some folks in recliners with wheels.
Well, how about that? Yeah, now you don't see that every day.
You do not.
These are like lazy boy recliners that are motorized, and they're riding down the street in them.
I know some folks that could put that to good use.
Well, I could.
My husband could.
I could too. And then behind them is a convertible Volkswagen. I didn't know they still made those. And I'm not sure who's in
I
that
don't
one.
know who that is.
That is Annie Matlock, Hannah Matlock's daughter.
Okay. And they are from Crockett County.
They are.
Rebecca, you and Macy, are you surprised how big the crowd is because it rained all night into the morning?
I'm not surprised.
I'm not,
These
no.
folks come out. I think they are just supporters and, mamas and daddies and just families that just want to come out and support. I'm not surprised at all.
Well, and they are here, and it's along the parade route. They're 20 deep along the parade route. It is great to see. We'll take a time out. Larry, you with us, or have you gone home?
I'm right here.
All right, you can prompt us to stay on time with the breaks, but let's get a time out here, and we'll come right back. JT. Hey, JT, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Now, whose dog is that?
That's my dog.
What's his name?
His name's Gunter. He's happy to
Gunter?
be here.
Huh?
He's happy to be here. He's excited.
Well, he looks like he's happy to be here.
Yeah.
Are you happy to be here?
I'm glad to be here. It's an amazing day.
Bruins sports shooting.
Yeah, USA sports shooting team.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah. We shoot traps, skeet, sporting plays. We do everything at the U.
J.T. Langley.
John Thomas
John
Langley
Thomas.
the second.
Yeah.
The second.
He's the second.
And you still have classes, or you?
I got about next week's about the last normal week, and then exams, and then we're on summer break.
You believe you'll be a senior next year?
I can't believe it. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you're a senior this year?
No, I'm a junior this year. I'll be a
That's what I
senior
thought.
next year.
Boy, it goes fast.
Yeah, I kind of blinked, and high school went by.
All right. We'll take a time out. We'll come right back. We'll talk some more with Rebecca and Macy Jones, and we'll see what we can get out of JT. Even if we have to waterboard him, we're going to get the information out of him.
We can.
I promise you that. We'll be right back here live from the Strawberry Festival in Humboldt. Stay right there.
Are you tired of the stresses of everyday life? Do you need a break? Indulge yourself at Bogey's Dream Studio. Experience the very best massage therapy. Shane specializes in hot oil stone massage, which will melt away your tension and leave you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Self-care is important. Regular massage will strengthen your immune system, decrease joint inflammation, and help you enjoy better quality of sleep. Bogey's Dream Studio will help you achieve a relaxed mind and body. Why wait? Call now. 731-402-0172. That's 731-402-0172 for the very best massage experience you'll ever have. Let Bogey's Dream Studio of Massage take you to a dreamy state of relaxation. Call 731-402-0172. That's Bogey's Dream Studio of Massage, 401 Federal Drive, Jackson.
Hey y'all, this is Mary at Mulligan's. Come see us soon before the new wears off. Hard to believe, but we're coming upon an anniversary in our locally family-owned business at Union University Drive. We still have our daily lunch specials, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., which will remind you of Grandma's cooking, or try our Irish dishes, fish and chips, Reuben's and shepherd's pie, or everyone's favorite, the Mully Burger. And how about brunch on Saturdays and Sundays? Yep, every weekend, serving Jackson for over 25 years. See you soon at Mulligan's.
Looking to add a little spice to your love life?
Nothing adds spice like gunpowder.
Jackson's only indoor shooting range. Date night at the range. Here's what you lovebirds get: a shooting lane for two targets, 100 rounds of ammo, eye and ear protection, and a $30 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. All for just $99.99.
Now that's firepower.
Perfect for a gift card from the range. The Range, 2310 North Highland Avenue in Jackson.
Go to therange.com.
Let's face it, people want to feel loved, appreciated, and pampered. Beauty to the Bone has a mission and a purpose to help you look and feel beautiful inside and out. From facials to Botox, fillers, lasers, IV therapy, functional medicine, and all in between, we've got you covered. Book your appointment today to feel your very best tomorrow.
Book your appointment today. Call 731-300-9103. That's 731-300-9103.
My name's Tommy Bland, and I just received the BioT hormone replacement therapy. For BioT, I was just not hitting on all cylinders. I didn't feel like myself. I was constantly fatigued, brain fog, lack of energy, searching for something natural, something that I could use to help benefit my body and help maybe take me back to where I once was. And while I was waiting in the waiting room, I saw a pop-up advertisement there, and I started reading over all the symptoms. And I went down the list. They all pertain to me. My experience with Ms. Kim Nichols, my case manager for BioT, was great. She was very informative, put me at ease, went through everything step by step, knew exactly what to expect and what the outcome was going to be in the end. After BioT, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I can get off work, go home, catch my second wind, and I'm off to the races again. It doesn't matter if I'm working, selling cars, or if I'm on the boat fishing a tournament, I'm back to my old self again.
Give us a call at 731-318-5827 or visit our website at advancedrehabjackson.com for more.
Award-winning Watson's Cleaning Service specializes in commercial and residential cleaning. Watson's cleans huge commercial buildings: West Tennessee Agriculture and Education Center, the Federal Court Building in downtown Jackson. Watson's also specializes in residential cleaning services: stripping and waxing floors, buffing, pulling trash, sweeping and mopping, vacuuming, household cleaning, baseboards, walls, dishes, dusting and organizing. Call 731-293-3808. Family owned and operated Watson's Cleaning Services. 293-3808.
CWA Development is a reliable and experienced company that provides a wide range of maintenance, restoration, and renovation services for both commercial and residential customers. Fire and water damage restoration, plumbing, drywall insulation and repair, gutter and roof cleaning, power washing, fence and deck repairs, and a whole lot more. CWA Development. They emphasize their commitment to customer satisfaction through integrity and excellence. Licensed and insured for their work. CWA Development are available for calls Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and on Sundays for emergencies. CWA has a combined experience of over 80 years. Commercial and residential maintenance as well as restoration and renovation. CWA strives for your satisfaction with service focused on integrity and excellence. Call CWA today at 731-503-9598. Call CWA today, 731-503-9598. CWA Development.
96.5 FM. Home of the Dan Reeves Show.
Weekday afternoons, 3 till 6.
And we are live again. Here we are at the 85th annual Strawberry Festival, West Tennessee Strawberry Festival in Humboldt, Tennessee. Today is the day with the huge parade, and we have, I think, the best seats in the house, don't you, ladies?
I believe it. Yes.
We're at my daughter's house on the corner of Main and 19, and here comes all of the floats. Did y'all see the Clydesdales walk by?
We did. How gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
My word.
And they stopped right in front of us, so I kept taking pictures, and I was waiting until one of the gentlemen who travels with them would stand next to the horses so I could get some scale on how enormous those horses are.
Absolutely enormous.
So when we were setting up this morning, they had, I want to say, 3, maybe 4 huge semi-trucks that came rolling down Main Street, and that's how they travel.
That's what Dan was saying.
I mean, in style. So now we've got marching bands. We're through all of the dignitaries that have kind of come through and waved, and now we're getting into the marching bands, into the floats, and so far it's just the weather's pleasant, and it's a great Strawberry Festival fair day.
You know, you often say, I know, every year you often say you cannot believe how many people descend on our tiny town to celebrate our festival. And it just seems like it gets larger and larger every year. And, since so many businesses are coming to Humboldt and West Tennessee, we're so fortunate. And so many people are going to find this festival is going to keep growing and growing and growing. And that's so wonderful for our town.
It is. It gives you a real sense of community. Rebecca, I remember my father, and he went to school in Lexington, Tennessee, talking to me about when he was a sophomore in high school, skipping school to come to the Strawberry Festival parade. Yes. And all these years, if we were not living in a district where my children were able to just get an excused absence, I always let them skip. You guys, did you always let them skip?
I'm aging myself, but I went to school in the 90s, and we always got out for the Strawberry Festival.
I bet there's not a soul at USJ today.
No, probably not.
Macy always got out. Of course, she was always in pageants that she was like Miss whatever, and she always got out. And I was telling Dan earlier, this is her first year to experience this as a bystander, to actually watch the parade.
Yeah.
Because she's never been able to do that, ever. So she is getting a different vantage point this year than she's ever had. And this is amazing to her because usually she'll go by and
she's on the float.
Get picked up at the very end.
And doesn't get to see the parade. There just seems to be excitement in the air. I was afraid that the weather was going to, kind of deter people. But so far, it's holding out, and it's actually nice and cool and comfortable. And now we have free onboard ultrasound pregnancy testing.
Wow.
So we don't need that service.
We'll send Courtney right on down there.
Yeah, well, we know she's pregnant with twins.
Yes, with twins. She's about to pop.
We could not be happier. Her sister and I are just going to claim a baby.
There you go. Both steal one.
I told Brendan that I would accept Oliver at any point.
Well,
he's at the perfect age for
he
me.
can say Gigi, and he loves to climb around in that Explorer, that red Explorer. And Courtney told me every red SUV he sees, he says Gigi's. Like
Yeah.
it's adorable.
I love that.
You know, and we love talking about my grandchildren, our family. This is a family business.
Yes.
You know, Danny and I have known each other for over 30 years. Jean Langley Ford is definitely a family business.
Absolutely.
So it just seems so appropriate to broadcast live from Sarah Beth's front porch.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I've always heard of all the fun that comes from this yard during Strawberry Week, and I had to come be a part of it
Well,
this year.
how wonderful. And we got a food truck going on here. Have y'all tried the deep fried Oreo? Have you done that
We
yet?
have not.
We haven't.
No.
So John Thomas brought, I think, 3 home and a deep fried Snicker on Monday.
Uh-oh.
And I took a bite and I was able to walk away, but I've been thinking about it ever since.
We'll have to check that out before we leave. And I want to hit the Heavenly Soft Pretzels.
Now, that's down
goodness.
the other end of Main Street, right?
I think it's down by Shelton Hunt Funeral Home.
So there's a food court down there or something
the food
going on?
court is down by the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, okay.
It is. As soon as they set up last Thursday, we went down there because we had to beat the crowd. Actually, I told Gene I was leaving a little early so I could go down and get a strawberry snack, and he was great with that. But every time we passed by there, I was like, "Hey, Gene, you want a pretzel?" And he said,
I love those pretzels.
he doesn't like pretzels.
Really?
But I do. But I'd say, "You want to stop and get a pretzel?" I don't like pretzels. And I kept hinting to him, but he's not a pretzel fan. But I'm going to
Do you
grab
put
one
mustard
before
on
I
your,
go home.
on your pretzel?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
that's
I
the
like
best way.
salty and yeah. So it's great. Yeah. I want one of those for sure before I leave today.
So in here we have the Gibson County Democrats. They put
Okay.
together a little float,
They
and
did.
everybody seems jolly and waving away in their big blue float. So that's pretty exciting. They're handing out a lot of information on how to be a Democrat, I bet.
Yep.
And I think we lied. I think I just saw somebody throwing candy.
Oh, really?
It's making a comeback.
Oh, it may be making a comeback. That was a big deal when I was a kid. Like
to go catch the candy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How much candy could you go home with in your pocket?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now this year they're giving out fans, which we appreciate from Volunteer
for
Home
sure.
Care. And goodie bags and different things for the children. But these food trucks and this whole deep fried Oreo situation, I am going to have to go try that out.
Yeah, we've had lunch here every day this
Really?
week.
Have you?
Yeah, it's not always great to be a Humboldtian, or work in Humboldt during Strawberry Week because I think like my diet plans have kind of gone.
Yeah, mine's about
down,
to trash
down.
today.
I know.
It's going to be trashed.
Oh.
Do they have chicken on a stick this year?
They have.
They
do.
better.
Yes,
I
they
mean,
do.
they have
I'm
to have
here. They better have one.
Or, and
There's
those
a-
big old, like Henry VIII turkey legs.
They
do they have
do.
those?
I've never had that, but I'm sure they've
There's
got it
a
somewhere here.
huge one down on the corner of 22nd. and
Watching
Main.
John Langley eat one of those. I'm like, you look like a Henry VIII.
Yeah, I went in his office this morning at about 7:30, and he had a big bag of Doritos. So he was starting early. He was training early for the day.
He was pre-gaming.
Yes, he
on
was.
some Doritos.
He was.
Well, it is gorgeous. The crowd. Now, I haven't walked too far from where we're sitting either way, but I have looked, and it's a phenomenal crowd. I mean, people are just everywhere, and it looks like everyone just enjoying themselves. And we're talking about a sense of community, and I feel like often in the modern world we lose that. You know,
Yes,
you kind of get
absolutely.
isolated
Yes, we
in your
do.
own little bubble and what you're doing, and you forget that there's a community and how much fun and how rewarding can be to be a part of that community. And it's important. It is. And I love that all the children are here so that they can see it and enjoy that sense of West Tennessee Strawberry
Right,
Festival, that
sure.
community, because people have been coming to this festival for over 85 years.
And that's amazing. In this post-COVID world that we live in, so many
Right.
people still, suffer from, like the depression and the different
Oh,
things that
yeah.
they went through. And, to see all these people out and about, it just, and smiling.
I was about to say
Yeah.
smiling, and everybody's taking pictures, and then all the little pageants with the little girls and their tiny little tiaras.
Yes.
It's just absolutely adorable. It's very Southern to me.
Oh,
It
for
is.
sure.
It's very Hallmark.
It is. It is a Hallmark West Tennessee Strawberry Festival kind of day, most definitely. And all these cars, which I've seen a Jean Langley Ford or two. Go team, right?
Or 19. I know exactly how
19,
many trucks
yeah.
are here.
That's always a production.
It is.
Yeah. But it looks like I've seen several come through. And did you see the mayor come through? Marvin.
I did. In his hot pink
We started
jacket.
yelling Marvin. He's like, hey!
I think we have the sweetest mayor
He's precious.
of any town in West Tennessee. No offense to any other mayors, but he is the most personable, the sweetest. He will go out and do whatever community service, volunteerism. He is great. He will attend any function. He loves his people.
He does.
He really, really does.
He's very personable, and I love the hot pink jacket. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
he wears it, you know.
And you
I'm
know,
like,
a lot of people don't
well.
know this, but his wife lost her mother last year during the Strawberry Festival.
Oh, no.
And he still maintained his professionalism, kept a smile, stayed here during her time of loss. And you know, a lot of people didn't know that they were going through that at that time.
Right.
And you know, I think he should be applauded for that. You know, that's amazing.
Now we have got some, looks like some muscle cars coming through. We got some engines revving. So that's pretty entertaining. We got muscle cars coming through. This parade is a big parade. We have more floats coming up. I love the marching bands, don't y'all?
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. That you know, they're just so good, and all these schools represented here today.
It's a pretty day too. I was so worried it was going to rain.
And last year it was hot.
Yes.
You remember? It
I mean,
was so
back in the
hot.
Strawberry Festival where you couldn't stand it before.
Yeah,
It was
it's
like,
sunburn.
yeah, sunburn, summer hot, and it's overcast, which is kind of nice, you know. And it's a perfect temperature.
I think everybody did their rain dance this morning.
Yeah, everybody was playing real hot. There's that muscle car making that noise. I know I was, because I have been to the Strawberry Festival. You know, you start out and it's not raining, and it starts raining, and that's no fun. So I'm just so glad that the weather's cooperating. Now here's another float coming through. Who do we have?
I don't know. We got
here?
some cute littles on that float.
Those are the very best part of the future.
Oh,
precious.
it's a little robot.
And it's covered with little kids. It's out, and all their moms walking behind it. How cute is
So
that?
precious.
Cute, cute.
I don't know where they're from yet.
It usually will say it on the
Yeah,
back or
there's
on that.
mamas and daddies following that float.
And that's sweet. All the little kids are just waving at everybody. That's precious. I hear those muscle cars
I do
again.
too. You know, they do have a car show as part of the Strawberry
Yeah, they
Festival as
do.
well over at Viking Park.
Now, where is that? Danny was asking me.
In Viking Park?
Okay.
It's over by the high school.
So they are
It
having
is
the
a
car
day.
show is tomorrow, 8 to 9 a.m. at Viking Park. So that's by the high school.
Yeah, it's over by, they have a walking track over there. A lot of people
I've never
walk
been
there.
to the. Have you been to the car show?
I've never been to the car show, but I go over there a lot on lunch and walk.
Oh, okay, very cool. Now, have Strawberry Market on Main, and that's at the Opry or the Opera House. So, is it vendors in there? Do you have
yes.
any idea? Okay.
Yes.
Because I probably want to go check that out because that starts tomorrow.
Yes.
So we have a lot going on. They've even got a
there's all
cornhole
sorts of
tournament
stuff.
tonight.
The ladies at the chamber work really hard to make sure we have lots of events, and they try to make it so that all demographics are represented. So if like pageants are not your thing, then something else may be your thing, or if you know, so that everybody has the opportunity to celebrate some aspect of the Strawberry Festival.
And then there was actually a parade yesterday, right?
Yes,
It was the
yes.
non-motor
Junior float
the
parade.
junior float
Yes.
parade.
Yes, that's where you have to find boys to pull your
pull.
child.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Football players, right?
Exactly. That's where you bribe the boys that you know.
Yeah.
So it's non-motorized.
Correct.
Right.
So that has to be pulled by
All
Somebody.
manpower.
all manpower.
Yes, yes.
I don't think I've been to that parade. I'm always involved in this one.
Right. Now this one is larger.
This one's
by
huge.
far.
Much
bigger. Yeah. But and this one is more noisy. But but yeah, the Thursday parade, we did that one for many years. But yeah, you have to find some muscled up guys or some big daddies to pull your pull your float or to stop on a hill.
Yeah, or the mechanics of Gene Langley Ford.
Yeah, we did that for
Bribe
many
those
years.
of you.
We did that for many years. Or hey, you work for me, come on.
Yeah, there you go.
You're gonna have to pull a float.
Yeah. You don't ever know what you're doing if you work at Gene Langley
Got
Ford.
that right.
Come on,
You got that right.
What am I doing today? Pulling a float. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got some, it looks like royalty coming through.
We
Yes. These are our Miss Tennessee volunteer candidates.
Okay.
Or contestants, whatever they're called.
Yes.
These are the girls that will be competing for the title of Miss Tennessee Volunteer in July.
Yes, in July. And then the Volunteer America pageant is the month before in June. So we expect to see some of you guys out in Jackson at the Carl Perkins Civic Center to come support the Volunteer America program.
Well, they look lovely.
They do.
All their crowns and their pretty red dresses for the Strawberry Festival. So that's Miss Tennessee Volunteer. Does that go into Miss Tennessee? Is that one of those?
Yes.
Yes. So all of the ladies on this float have their local preliminary titles.
Okay.
And with those titles, they go to Miss Tennessee Volunteer. And if they win that, they'll go to the Volunteer America program,
Okay.
where they will get their chance to compete to be Miss Volunteer America. She was actually in the parade earlier, and we didn't really catch her, but Alexa Knutson came out to support our community, and it's so awesome. She's from Utah, all the way from Utah.
Yeah, she's from
and she
Utah.
moved to Tennessee, and she came to Humboldt to see us today, so we're super excited to have that program here.
Yeah. The Volunteer America program was started by Tennessean Allison DeMarcus, who's
Really?
married to Jay DeMarcus. Yeah, she's phenomenal, and her mama is Miss Jane Alderson, who lives in
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes,
Jacksonian.
yes.
She's wonderful, and she's probably here today. She came earlier in the week and had some Strawberry Festival food, and which I'm sure she's here.
We have a blue oval something or other going on, just maybe a little PR, a giant strawberry in the back of that
Giant
car.
strawberry,
We've been
yes.
talking about Blue Oval City quite a bit lately.
Absolutely.
Very exciting stuff going on in West Tennessee. Then we have more royalty coming through in a lime green Jeep. I can't tell what that title is. Maybe we can
can't
see it on the
either.
back end. But all these, okay, now we got some dancing, some music going on. Maybe they'll stop in front of us.
I hope
and
so.
dance. We got a dance team coming through, and I think we're about to get entertained, ladies.
I hope so.
They
all-
look so
oh,
good.
Yes, they do.
Got some good music. Got little kids on the float waving. I think they are going to stop and perform for us.
I wonder where they're from.
I don't know. I can't. It just has a number on the SUV. We probably can't see it till they go past on who that is. Oh, wait.
They are doing a good job out there, though.
And they're all
See.
together. They look
Mhm.
great.
They
I know
really do.
It takes a lot to choreograph.
It's a
in
huge
a parade.
group. That is a huge group of dancers.
It is.
We got
Of all ages.
We got the Popo over here doing something. What's going on over there, ladies?
Not sure.
Got the Popo on his motorcycle.
Maybe he's just showing out.
He's saying something. Oh, he's knuckle bumping the little
all the
kids.
little kids.
Sweet.
Very sweet. That's cool. That's good PR. I like that. Very nice. So this dancing team's still walking by with all kinds of rhythm.
It's a big team.
It's huge. And they all have the same hairdo. It's adorable.
And like Macy said, they're of all ages.
Now look at the little babies.
They have all these little ones. Look at them. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I
think we
couldn't
should
dance like
join
that
them.
when I was 15.
Let's join them.
I don't have
didn't
that
look
kind
like
of
that when I
rhythm.
was that age.
I don't have that kind of rhythm. Look at them. Go, girl. Get it, girl. That is awesome. Now we have some radio stations coming through, which we really don't necessarily need to mention them. A bunch. Let's see. We have West Tennessee Veterans. I can't read it from here. We've got a whole bunch of American flags on their way down the parade route. and several radio stations. I guess they didn't have the opportunity to broadcast live from Sarah Beth's front porch.
Well, you know, not everybody owns a house on Main Street during the
We
Strawberry
do have the
Festival.
connection. Poor Sarah Beth, we don't even ask. We just start assuming, that we're going to roll in here and take over her front
It's
yard.
a Langley thing,
It is.
And, I mean,
It's a
it is
family
Gene
business.
Langley Ford Studio
Thank
in
you.
Jackson.
Thank you. Thank you.
It does come with the territory.
It does. I have no idea when we're supposed to take a break. Larry, if you want to set up some bump music, just because I don't have any idea. I'm just going to keep talking about this parade until I hear music that I'll do otherwise. Oh, we got a big red truck. The Veterans Parade downtown. Oh, for November 11th, they're promoting that. Okay, West Tennessee Veterans Parade, 11 a.m. in downtown Jackson is what they're promoting. We've got a big old red truck, Tennessee College of Allied Technology. Very cool.
That is cool. We love our truck drivers.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We're thanking them for our Budweiser horses today.
That's right.
Did y'all see
That's
those
right.
trucks roll through?
I didn't.
They're
No.
gorgeous. Somebody told me, because did you see there was an ATV riding right behind them with a pooper scooper? Somebody told me, I don't know if it's true or not, that the person who poop scoops for the Clydesdales makes like $80,000 a year.
Hey,
I know.
I mean,
That is not
I could do that
terrible.
job.
I mean, I think you do a great job.
Any mama
really be
could do
motivated.
that job. Any mama. Courtney will be able to do that job after.
Although those
after
horses
delivering
are
those
massive. Yeah, those twins were so excited. So excited about my grandbabies. I'm going to have 10 grandbabies, Rebecca.
Yeah, well.
I was going to say, you're making a little army.
Yeah, I am. And so then my other girlfriends were like, oh my God, we're so jealous because you have so many and we have none. I'm like, you know what? It takes a village to raise a child, so y'all come on and help.
Join the village.
Because we've got to have good influences over all these children and help us
Absolutely.
raise them. So they'll be doing baby rocking duty when these twins
That's
get here.
exactly right. Baby changing duty, probably.
That's just fine. We're
Hi,
so
Gina.
excited and so blessed. Hey, Larry.
Can you not hear the bump music?
No, I'm running my mouth. So we'll take a break. Thank you, Larry.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. More havoc and uncertainty on the southern border now that Title 42 is no more, having expired at midnight. Florida Senator Rick Scott describes President Biden's border policy as despicable.
It's not that hard to secure the border. I mean, it was secure when Trump left office. What should we do? Do exactly what other Republicans have said. Finish the construction of the wall. Put up the technology. Support our Border Patrol agents. If we need more Border Patrol agents, get them out there. Enforce the existing asylum laws in this country.
The Biden administration had wanted to start releasing migrants into the country without a court date for an immigration hearing. However, a federal judge has blocked that for at least 2 weeks.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
Watch Tennessee Championship Wrestling every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on NewsTalkWestTennessee.com. See all the Memphis legends: Jerry the King Lawler, Dangerous Doug Gilbert, Superstar Bill Dundee, along with stars of today: the Mid-South Prodigy Bam Bam Bundy, MJ Davis, Mr. Marvelous Mike Mayo, Insane Dane, Big Gravy, The Rocket Josh Benson, Lucky P. Larson, and many, many more. You can also view TCW on the News Talk West Tennessee app for all your Apple and Android devices.
Catch Tennessee Championship Wrestling every Saturday at noon on NewsTalkWTN.com.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Central Distributors, Jackson.
There are a lot of fun days in May. There's Cinco de Mayo. There's May the 4th be with you. There's No Socks Day. What? May all your days be winners this month with the all-new Instant Games. They feature top prizes up to $200,000 and are waiting for you at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
The Tennessee Lottery congratulates this year's graduates from all the colleges and universities across the state. Your achievements set the stage for a brighter tomorrow. We're happy to have helped along the way by raising more than $6.8 billion for education and funding over $1.9 million scholarships and grants, including Hope Scholarships, Tennessee Promise, and much more. Visit DionLottery.com to see how our proceeds support successful futures.
News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin today, 731-200-1362. Friday brings cloudy skies and a chance of thunderstorms. High temps in the low 80s. Mostly cloudy tonight with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Lows in the upper 60s. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. For weather 24/7, visit newstalk965.com.
Attention all motivated sellers. Are you ready for a more exciting career in radio and digital marketing? Look no further than News Talk 96.5 FM. Join our team and tap into the world of multimedia marketing, radio, and event sales. We're looking for individuals who are passionate about helping local businesses grow. We provide best-in-class sales tools to ramp up sales quickly and help you achieve your goals. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to elevate your sales career. Call Gina Langley at 731-800-6397.
If you're in business, you know just how important each call is. You don't have time for phone or internet downtime. Your business needs a reliable communications partner 24/7. You need Lifeline Voice and Data. Lifeline Voice and Data provides telephone service to emergency service facilities all over West Tennessee and beyond. For your business, we don't just provide a phone line. We provide a lifeline. Lifeline Voice and Data.
Looking to add a little spice to your love life?
Nothing adds spice like gunpowder.
Jackson's only indoor shooting range. Date night at the range. Here's what you lovebirds get. A shooting lane for two targets, 100 rounds of ammo, eye and ear protection, and a $30 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. All for just $99.99.
Now that's firepower.
Perfect for a gift card from the range. The Range, 2310 North Highland Avenue in Jackson.
Go to therange.com.
Take us with you wherever you go. Download our free apps for Apple and Android. Visit newstalkwtn.com. Then click to download.
Go us. We are at the 85th annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival on Main Street. Right now there is a Shriner float in front of us that has got this massive bubble machine that is putting bubbles all in the air. Wouldn't that be so much fun for a party?
It would be wonderful. I feel
Rebecca,
like I'm at Disneyland.
we need that. So, and then we've got creepy clowns. So we got creepy clowns on little cars. That kind of freaks me out a little bit. But we have the Shriners coming through and hillbilly cars. So they look like Tater from that children's Cars. Yeah, they look like Mater, not Tater. So we got some hillbilly-looking trucks coming through. We have some another dignitary or royalty. I can't quite tell yet. A lot of smiling, cheering faces. Rebecca and Macy and I here at the 85th Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival in downtown Humboldt. We are broadcasting live from my daughter's front porch. We're lucky people because we are on the corner of Main and 19th. And I don't know that you could get a better view.
Absolutely
Everybody's
not.
just, the parade, we're just in the perfect spot to see all these floats. We've got more floats coming through. This is Mr. and Mrs. Little Nose. Is that what the float says? We've got some royalty, some children royalty coming through.
Little
then
Rose
we
of
have
Sharon.
Miss what?
Little Rose of Sharon.
Little Rose of Sharon. How sweet. Then we have Miss Junior Bradford. Is that right? I can't see.
No. Yes. Junior Miss Bradford. Yes.
And we have more children royalty. We've got people on Jeeps with strawberries coming and balloons coming out of the back. And that is Miss Gibson County Fair for 2022. So we've got all kinds of royalties rolling through here. Can you guys read that sign? What does that one say?
Miss Mardi Gras.
Well, there you go. I bet she's a lot. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. And we've been oohing and ahhing over the crowd, which is massive.
Can you imagine being at the first Strawberry Festival and now
to see
the growth? Oh, my word.
You know, and I was talking to an associate of mine earlier about the history of the festival, and neither one of us knew anything to speak about it intelligently. So I think for next year I'm going to do a little homework.
Research. Sure.
But it's just been such a fixture of my life since I've been a Langley for almost 24 years. I mean, it's just a given.
Sure.
This Friday is parade day, and we're going to be here and enjoying this day and all the folks that have come out. We've got Miss Dresden, and
This is a beautiful
This is a huge float. The older ladies are in lavender, and the younger ladies are in kind of a muted pink, and they're on a giant. It looks like a giant cake.
It is beautiful.
That's what the float looks like, and that took a lot of time and energy. They look absolutely precious. Then we have Miss O'Brien County. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Coming through, sitting on top of a Jeep with her sash and crown on, waving to the crowd. How cool is that? It looks like we have a hearse next, which is a bit off-putting. Let's see what they're doing. Stay alive, don't drink and drive. Okay, that got my attention. How about you ladies?
Yes,
absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, that really got my attention. Stay alive, don't drink and drive. And then behind the hearse, we have some more royalty. She's sitting up on top of a truck, and I can't see what it says. Miss Bluegrass? Yeah.
Yes.
Miss Bluegrass sitting on top of a Jeep, and we've got more royalty coming through. Miss Doodle Soup.
Doodle Soup.
Now, I've never been to the Doodle Soup Festival. Have y'all?
I have not.
I don't even know what a Doodle Soup is.
I know it's in Bradford, but
it is in
I
Bradford.
don't know
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never had any Doodle Soup.
Now, I've heard about it, and I've always wanted to go to that one and to the Teapot Festival. I haven't done that. This is really the only festival I ever go to. Ever.
Well, when Macy was in Strawberry Royalty last year, we went to the Teapot Festival parade because the Strawberry Royalty attends the Teapot Festival.
Okay.
But that was my first time ever attending the Teapot Festival.
Is it anything like this? Maybe a little bit
not
smaller.
as large.
Not as
Yes.
large, yeah.
But they really came out for it. There was
I've
a large
heard it's
crowd.
really cool.
Yes.
I've heard that. So we have the Humboldt Area Volunteer Rescue Squad. They went all out and
They
put together
did.
a huge float.
Very sweet time
We've
to
got
have a ball with who?
Bluey and Bingo.
How adorable.
That is precious. That took some time and
It
energy. That's a
did.
huge float. It is gorgeous. We have more royalty rolling through here, waving at us. We're trying to see if we can. I can't read that one.
That is Miss West Tennessee, possibly.
And then Miss Southeast 2023. Does that sound right? I need my glasses. Miss Winter Wonderland. She's coming through on the back of a open convertible. Miss Winter Wonderland. How lovely is that? No, we don't need Gunter on the radio. Are you tired of messing? It's my dog. Are you tired of messing with him? We're in front of, we're on the corner of Main and 19th, and one of the folks hanging out with us has an inflated unicorn costume on, so that's really adding a lot to the ambiance.
Oh, look at these tumblers.
Oh, we've got tumblers coming
us
through
now. Yes.
Oh, look at them. They're all waving, and then they'll just do backflips. Can you imagine? I'd be in the ER. No, it would kill me. It would kill me is what would happen. I'd be dead. They are so cute.
Oh, those tumblers are with Miss Bonnie's dance studio here in Humboldt.
Look at their
Look
floats.
at those guys.
It is turquoise and black and pink, and it's a stair-step float with big strawberries on the side and without dance. What's the point? And the point is with an E at the end for like ballet point. How cute is that?
Miss Bonnie's right downtown. All those little girls in their little tutus are adorable.
And then look at all their family walking behind them and friends supporting them. That's the whole sense of community we were talking about.
Yes.
Because it takes a lot to do a float, especially one that large. I wonder how long it takes to build them.
There is no telling.
And we have more royalty coming through. The back of a Corvette. Who do we have here? Miss SGHC?
That would be
South Gibson
County High School.
Okay. Their royalty on a red convertible. They look good. That looks really sharp. We have somebody more royalty.
West Tennessee Tulip.
We have Miss Union City. And she's got on a very sharp hat right now.
Look at that. That is really cool.
Would you like to join us on the air if you want to pick up that microphone? You just be real careful. Dan gets on to me because it's like it's hot. And when you put it on, it rattles everybody. Uh-huh.
Oh, we got another band coming.
We got a marching band. All right.
They sound great.
Holy cow. Let's just enjoy the music for a second. Wow. Makes you want to dance. I love a good marching band. Can you tell where these are from? Where they're from, y'all? Look at these dancers. Holy cow.
They look like they're purple and black, so I'm going to guess Milan, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't see a banner, but man, they're good.
Their dancers are amazing, and they're all dressed in black. But then they have accents of bright colors in their hair. They look so cool. I've always been impressed with band directors that have to walk a whole parade backwards.
That is true.
This just feels like Americana to me. It's a special day. I think the sun's coming out.
It is. It's
Holy
poking
cow.
out for us.
Gina, thank you for letting me join y'all today.
You are so welcome,
It's so
Chesley.
good to be here.
Welcome to the News Talk 96.5 team.
Thank you.
I always have to think about your name, Chesley King.
That's right.
Joining us officially Monday, but you're part of the family now. So
Yes. I felt like family the minute I walked in.
Well, that makes me feel very good. Is this the first time you've been to the Strawberry Festival?
Well, I'm sad to say this is my second. I haven't been here probably since I was 17 years old, and we're not going to talk about how old I am
been a
now.
minute.
I'll let
Well,
you
yeah,
guess
a little bit.
how long it's been, but it's great to be here, and me and my family will definitely make this a yearly tradition going forward.
It's so much fun. Just because my husband's family's business is here, I just assume we're going, unless it's raining. That's the only time I've ever missed it, really. Or if it was 850 degrees.
You've been down here in the rain before.
Oh, I have.
Yeah,
I have. Especially if it started raining.
Do you
after
remember
got
the
here.
year that the monsoon came and everybody was just trying to get back to their cars?
Yes.
That was awful.
Okay, I could be hallucinating, but I think the sun is coming out.
I
Y'all
believe
confirm
so
that.
too. Yes.
I think
yes.
the parade gods are smiling upon us right now.
Yes.
As we enjoy. Did we decide what school this is with the marching band? Is it?
I don't know. Macy thinks Milan.
Milan.
And that jacket is very Milan that lady has on, so she may be right.
And it may be their middle school or their
I think
junior
it could
high.
Listen, if that's their middle school,
They got it
then
going
they are
on.
awesome.
Yes, they got it going on. They got a whole flag situation going down, and we've got dancers.
Those dancers were.
The
I
band
want to
was
take
amazing.
lessons from those dancers. They
It would,
were great.
it would kill me, but yeah, I'll watch you.
Watch from the sideline.
We have Miss Huntington coming through. We have just had a ton of royalty. She's in a pretty red dress and a gorgeous crown, smiling and waving, and the sun is coming out, ladies.
Yes, it is.
Yay! What a wonderful day to be at the West
Wonderful
Tennessee
parade
Strawberry
day,
Festival
yes.
Parade. Absolutely wonderful.
But it's still so comfortable out here.
I know. I've been here
Not too
before
hot.
and got sunburned.
Such
you know.
a good day to eat food and enjoy the
I know.
Strawberry Festival.
I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to have to get that Oreo, that fried Oreo
Gotcha,
situation.
yes.
I feel like I can't be a good correspondent for the parade if I don't taste it and really be able to describe how good it is.
If you don't have all the experiences,
Thank you.
how can
Thank
you,
you.
Yes.
You're
tell
absolutely
people
right.
to come?
100%.
Although I don't think a fried Oreo would be a hard sell.
Well, you're not wrong.
Gotta tell the truth.
So good.
And one thing I've noticed being here outside of the good food is just a great sense of community. for
That's
everybody.
literally what we were talking about.
Even from some of these schools I've never heard of or not sure where they're from.
Well, there's Miss West Carroll, you know.
There you go.
We've got everybody representing, all in West Tennessee today. We were talking about that, Chesley. This is demonstrative of community,
That's
a
right.
sense of community where this is a complete group effort. A whole bunch of people had to come together and be dedicated to pull this, not just this parade, the whole festival off for 85 years.
Right.
You know, and I
Has
think
it
it
been
says
that
a
long?
lot. 85 years.
Wow.
The West Tennessee Strawberry Festival is the longest running festival in the state of Tennessee.
That's amazing.
And it's always different and it's always exciting and it has not let us down today at all.
No.
So we have more flow. I mean, we've got Girl Scout troop coming through. Look how cute they are.
They're dressed as cookies.
Oh my gosh, like a Samoa. There's a Samoa. Those are my favorites.
Yes.
And a Thin Mint.
Thin Mints.
Thin Mints are my favorite.
Oh, girl,
yes.
that ain't nothing but good. Oh, they're dressed up as cookies. That is adorable.
I have to say thus far my favorite has been the Shriners.
Yeah, with the bubble machine.
The bubble machine and the jalopies they were driving.
Yeah. I'm worried about that creepy clown that keeps buzzing. I don't like clowns. Did you ever see that movie about the clown? It?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't like creepy clowns. Like clowns at children's birthday parties, I avoid. Ooh,
Oh, I do
creepy
too.
clowns. But that's all in good fun. He's got a bizarre hat on, I know that. So we have more royalty just rolling by, smiling, waving. This is Miss West Tennessee. I can't read the rest. Can you, Rebecca?
I cannot. It sounds like I need to go down to see Dr. Utley on Main Street as soon as the Strawberry Festival
Either
parade
that or
ends.
they need more prominent signage.
I do.
We have more royalty coming through. Here's my son. I'm on the air. What you need, Angel? You want to be on the air and talk about the parade?
He
No.
was for about 3 minutes. and
3
that's all we're
minutes.
getting.
We've got more royalty coming through.
That is, what does that say?
That
I can't read
is,
that.
I can't read that.
Iris Festival, maybe?
The Iris Festival. Yep, that's what it is. And they're in a red convertible. Everybody looks so pretty. We got another dance team coming up,
We
ladies.
do.
This is exciting.
Got the coach out there dancing with them.
I love that.
That's cool. Lead by example.
Right.
Unfortunately, I couldn't do that.
Now, next year we could have you out there.
Oh,
doing
I
a little
know.
dance, walking down the street.
Exercising. I've been, working this new radio gig I got. I've been suddenly super busy, running around like crazy, so hopefully the weight will just fall off. The deep-fried Oreo is not going to help the situation. I think the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival, the Friday parade might be diet anarchy. I'm fearful that's where we're going. Yeah. Is that bump music? You have to tell me, Larry. I'm just running my mouth. I do believe it is, so I think we have to take a break in order to pay the bills. Thank you, ladies, so much, Macy and Rebecca, for joining us. Thanks for having us. And here comes some chocolate-covered strawberries. We will be right back. Thank you.
Welcome to Hampton Inn & Suites of Jackson. Make yourself at home in any of the 83 rooms or suites. Hampton Inn & Suites exit 83 at I-40 is minutes away from all Jackson destinations like the West Tennessee Healthcare Sportsplex, Casey Jones Village, Jackson Madison County General Hospital, and many industrial complexes. Enjoy free Wi-Fi, free parking, and free hot breakfast. Also a 24-hour fitness and business center. Welcome to West Tennessee. Make your reservations now by calling direct at 731-427-6100 or visit hampton.com.
Hi, this is Dan Reeves. Unfortunately, I have a few prescription medications that I must take regularly. Fortunately, we have locally owned and operated Healthcare Pharmacy, an independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. When you need medication to help you return to or maintain your health, it's essential to have a warm, caring, and compassionate clinical expert dedicated to your health. Matt, Tiffany, and Healthcare Pharmacy have proven to be dedicated to the health of our community for the past 40 years. Healthcare Pharmacy is not a department store that sells drugs. It's not 200,000 square feet. In fact, from the front door to the counter, it takes me about 10 steps. Or stay in your vehicle and fill your script at the drive-thru window. Healthcare Pharmacy, serving our community for the past 40 years. Healthcare Pharmacy, 505 Roland Avenue in Jackson. Call 731-423-2273. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. Not too expensive, nothing too fancy, just an authentic Italian family recipe served up piping hot, just like a pizza pie should be. Locally owned and operated Carico's Pizza, home of the $8 lunch special. 2 slices and a drink for just $8. Buy the slice or the 28-inch monster, perfect for the bowl game. Carico's Pizza, 1370 Union University Drive. For catering, call 731-240-1033. For the full menu, visit caricospizza.com.
Is your office or home office in need of a new printer, copier, fax, or multifunction machine? Do you need business cards, envelopes, or office supplies? Are you looking to upgrade to new office furniture? Office World Incorporated in Trenton has been serving all of the Gibson County and the West Tennessee area for over 65 years. Office World is a franchise partner of OfficeZilla. Call today, 731-855-9131, or email officeworldinc@gmail.com.
Pansies, poppies, and daffodils aren't the only spring things popping up all over West Tennessee. Beautiful deals on new 2023 Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs are blooming right now at Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley. Come by our lot at 3500 Easton Drive in Humboldt or visit us online at GeneLangleyFord.com. You'll see our personalized service, guaranteed financing, and lifetime powertrain warranty make buying your new Ford a bright and sunny experience. Or customize your new Ford car, truck, or SUV and apply for financing online at GeneLangleyFord.com, and when it arrives, we'll deliver it right to your driveway. In the market for a pre-owned vehicle, we have a huge selection on all makes and models, updated daily at GeneLangleyFord.com. And as everyone knows, if you ever have any service needs, our service department is known area-wide as the best in the business. Regardless of your make or model, we'll get you back on the road in no time. Whether it's a new Ford, a used vehicle, or service, you really should try Gene Langley Ford before you buy. The dealership service bill.
See dealer for warranty details.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Wake up with Wood. Daybreak with Greg Wood. Weekday morning 6 till 10 on 96.5 FM and NewsTalk.WTN.com.
and a giant bubble machine. G-Unit, I don't know if it gets any more exciting than this.
What is up, everybody? It is so much fun to be here at the 85th Annual Strawberry Festival Grand Floats Parade, and I'm grateful to have my smoking hot girlfriend with me here.
I'm glad I got to meet her because you know there was a rumor around the radio station she did not exist.
Well, I heard about that, so we're grateful that we put that to rest. But I'll tell you what, folks, we're listening in today, and I've mentioned it several times on Daybreak with my broadcast partner, Greg Wood. This is absolutely the South at its finest.
It is. It is.
Because you'll see probably, if I had to guess, I'd say 50,000 people jam-packed right here on Main Street in Humboldt. The official opening, the unofficial opening, you might say, to summer right here.
Right.
The schools are out, and when they weren't out where I was at, I didn't care because I skipped anyway.
Everybody skips today. Yeah. I bet there's not a soul at USJ.
Absolutely. And my smoking hot girlfriend, this is the first time that she's been here as well, and you're having a whole lot of fun, right?
Oh, it's a blast. It's a blast.
It feels, we've been talking about, it feels like there's a sense of community, and almost after the pandemic, I felt like we lost a little bit of that.
Absolutely.
And it's so good to see everybody get behind this, come out, support it, go get chicken on a stick,
Yes.
I'm going to take the grandchildren to the carnival and ride rides this afternoon and act like a child. I love it. And it's so much fun to spend a Friday, just doing things that you used to do, even like when you were a child, you can remember coming to this festival.
Absolutely.
And seeing these children, I've been watching the little girl that was sitting in front of me when the princesses and the queens would come by. She was just starstruck.
That's so sweet.
And it's neat to see all the kids having fun and excited and be able to be out of school, enjoy the weather, and develop their sense of community for as they grow up.
You can see it on their faces. And all my grandchildren are here too, except the two we're expecting. We're expecting twins,
Oh,
Gene.
look at that.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Well, the grandparents have done a great job with that. I know.
My goodness, we are thrilled. We're just going to divide up babies, her sister and I. We got this, and we'll each take a baby. But we're so excited. So all my grandchildren are here. My family's here, and it just doesn't get any better than that. Here comes a friend of mine, Debbie Swacker, and Kristen. Look at you, Democratic women. Woo-hoo, girls. We saw your...
And, you mentioned
Let the party begin.
Woo, yeah. The party begins when the Democrats show up.
We've had so much fun, talking about the local political parties here. A lot of the politicians, they always want to be seen at the Strawberry Festival, so it is a paramount importance. We've seen everybody from local folks right here in Humboldt all the way up to representatives from the United States Congress with David Kustoff's team. We saw them.
I saw him. And Chris Todd, I saw him go by.
Chris Todd was here as well. And so
they looked really excited to be here.
Yeah,
absolutely. You certainly want to be seen if you're an elected official or you aspire to be an elected official. This is one of the places where you want to be at.
It's a TikTok.
Bye,
float.
Debbie. Bye. We saw your float. It was fabulous. Way to go, ladies. Okay, let's see what we got from the
absolute fit.
Thank you so much. This is on how to download. Go Vote Tennessee app, the Democratic Women of Tennessee. So they had a huge float that came through, and they had, my son's over here bothering me for my debit card. I want one of those fried Oreos. Have y'all had that yet?
Whenever he's through your debit card, can we borrow it as well?
You can't.
What? Wait a minute.
I had fried Oreos years ago at the Worst Fest.
So there's one right across the street.
I'm not a fan.
Of fried Oreos?
No.
I'll take one for the team.
It's like they absorb
for
all
us.
the oil.
John Thomas,
And they get all mushy.
can you go get your mother a fried
some people are all
Oreo?
Can you bring back 5 Oreo? 5? We want 5, please. Right? She just said yes.
Zoe's hungry too. Will you take her to get something? Okay. That's my granddaughter, one of them. She's in a soccer championship tomorrow morning in Medina. So we got to go home. She does. Long legs. She didn't get that from our family. It's from the other side of the
Like
family.
him, Jiminy Cricket over here.
Oh, man.
So we've got that to look forward to. Now, what have I missed? I was running my mouth.
Looks like we have the maybe Tiny Tots baton team here.
Uh-huh.
It's about maybe 20 4, 5, and 6-year-olds.
I can't stand it. It's so cute.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Oh, we got some big old muscle car coming. You hear that? There's Miss Gibson County.
Riding in a T-bird.
Some more royalty coming through. Everybody looks so beautiful. It looked like the sun came out for just a second.
Just
It really
a second.
did.
And I want to give a shout out to the law enforcement, local and state. They've
There you
been really
go.
involved with the
Yes, they
crowds
have.
That's right.
and interacting with the children every time that they come by. Yet they've been keeping control and maintaining order. So we really
Yep.
want to send
But
an
they were
appreciation.
knuckle bumping the children, the
were.
police officers on the motorcycles.
That was one of the coolest things because even some of the smallest kids, they wanted a fist bump from the state trooper. It looked like a state trooper on a motorcycle.
Yeah, he's over there right now.
It was,
He's over there.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yep, he's doing it right
He's
now.
knuckle bumping with the kids.
And
the
they get
kids.
all excited about it.
Yes.
You know, it's good PR.
It really
is. It's really good PR, and I
need to.
love to see that that's what's happening, as opposed to yelling at him for getting in the street or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
He's over there knuckle bumping and, making friends and influencing
Absolutely.
people, right?
Yep.
So we have Miss TriStar in a convertible waving at us. We've got more royalty coming through. Everybody's gorgeous in their crowns. G-Unit, I only wear my crown usually at home. Just if I'm going, through the house, like to have that on. Just keep everybody on their toes at the house. Don't know who's in,
Remind everyone who is the
Thank you.
queen
The
of the
queen.
household.
So I don't wear mine out in public so much. It's mostly, sometimes I wear it to Kroger, though. I will wear my tiara to Kroger. What the heck, right? Look at these angels with these giant lollipops being pulled by a white truck. That is just absolutely adorable.
And I think next year they're going to have to write a little bigger on the side of the vehicles, or we're going to have to bring binoculars. 'cause my eyes cannot
Or
see.
broadcast right on the sidewalk so we can
There we
see.
go.
Miss Rocky Top Honey, here we go. She's in a truck and she's got her own chair. She's got it going on. We're lots of waving.
Is that a rocking chair?
I think so. Miss
They're
Rocky
very
Top
real.
Honey.
And she's beautiful in black. I've noticed
There
most
we
of
go.
the princesses and queens have had on white dresses.
That's right.
A lot of red,
Some
too.
red,
Lots
yes.
of red. Yep, lots of red.
Nothing like a pageant queen. You know what I mean? You gotta
Absolutely.
love them. Got to love them. Bring a lot to a parade. Miss Halls is coming through, waving. Everybody looks so beautiful.
One of the biggest responses that I think that we heard from the crowd was when a West Tennessee Veterans Home bus came through, and the crowd was just really respectful, gave them a really nice round of applause, and it was just really heartwarming to see
It
that
is.
sense of community
It is.
and everybody respecting our veterans, and that was just really, really neat.
Stuff like that means a lot, you know.
Absolutely.
And here we are, you know, folks our age and older, and then the little ones, seeing that kind of respect for veterans. That's important, and you only get that really from the community.
That's
you know.
right.
We got Tyson and a big old chicken up there. Go Tyson!
Tyson.
They're here in Humboldt.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, we got a big chicken. That's pretty funny.
Foghorn Leghorn himself.
Tyson,
I
one
think
of the,
that's a free-range chicken.
Tyson, one of the bigger employers in Gibson County, employ a couple of thousand people,
Yes,
if I'm
that's
right.
what I was about to say. They've brought great employment opportunities to this community.
Yes, they have. We've got Miss Junior Fairest of the Fair. Don't know which fair, but she's waving at us, got her
And
crown on.
And if we didn't have enough food,
We got
here comes
Wendy's. With big old Frosty. That kind of sounds good, too.
Huge
Yeah, we
Frosty.
got strawberry frosty now.
That sounds good.
I think
It
we
really
I think
does.
we might recognize this band that's coming up next.
What is this band?
I
Marching
believe-
Eagles?
I believe that is that the JCS Marching Eagles.
Woohoo! Let's give it up for the JCS Marching Eagles. They're looking good today.
It is.
We'll listen into the band for just a second.
Yeah, let's do that.
And now they go silent.
It
Look at
never
that.
fails.
Right
It
on
never
cue.
flipping fails.
Tell you what. Well,
Oh, here they go.
I love a good marching band.
there was a band that came through a little bit earlier, the Bellevue Middle School Marching Band, and I'm not even sure where they're from, but they lit the entire place up. The
They
crowd
did.
was
They
electric.
did.
They were fantastic. So,
It's
shout
the
out.
drum beat is with the marching
They
band.
actually were playing though, and they were on point. Everybody was pretty much in sync, and it was amazing for a middle school.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Performance.
Have you
And-
seen all the dancing troops that have come through?
Yes.
Little ones got moves that I never had. That's for darn sure.
And I believe we've got Miss Martin right in front of us.
We do, for 2023. She's in a lovely red dress and her crown waving at everyone.
One of the other things that I've noticed is how well Jean Langley Ford has been represented.
Thank you.
With a parade of cars, you might say, all new cars, and I would believe that they came right from Jean Langley Ford.
Yes, they did. My
husband
got up real early this morning.
Right.
To make sure we had trucks out here to pull floats or for royalty to ride in different vehicles. So Jean Langley Ford is always active and large participant in this, making this event happen, and it's usually just because people need vehicles.
That's right. If I had to guess, I'd say there were probably 40 cars that were sponsored by Jean Langley Ford. Here in the parade just so far, and I think they were kind of winding down from the parade because, if I'm right, I believe the governor's luncheon starts at 12:30, if that's right, something like that.
I know that the governor wasn't going to be able to make the parade, but I think the luncheon starts at 12. The parade might run longer, though. Let's see. The governor's luncheon starts at, I can't read it.
The governor's luncheon is
it's at 12:30.
At 12:30.
Yep.
The governor's luncheon is always one of the biggest, wellest. Did I say? I scratched that.
I'm good with that.
The biggest, most well attended of ever in the history of all. That just sounded totally stupid. I just butchered that.
I mean, I'm buying it, though.
It is very well attended, I should say.
It's so well attended that it was sold out, and yours truly couldn't even talk her way into a press pass.
Oh, my goodness.
To go hear the governor. Yeah, and believe you me, I tried.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's sold out. I usually go. I usually go to that luncheon, and this year it ain't happening.
It looks
sold
like
out.
we have Manpower coming up now. They've got is that Manpower? Looks like they have a sign.
Yeah, that is.
Notifying
we are hiring. Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's the district manager of Manpower. That's Mario Marshall. He's a good friend of mine.
Very cool.
A very strong supporter of Southside Hawk basketball program. Of course, we all know that from Dan and I covering them pretty much for most of the year, that the ladies basketball team for Southside High School went undefeated and was state champions this year.
Go Hawks.
Go Lady Hawks.
That's right.
Yes. We were all in on that this year. That was very exciting.
They were 34-0 and won for the first time in the ladies program at Southside, won their very first state championship, and our friends from Manpower are huge supporters of the Hawks, so we thank them for that.
Yeah, that was an amazing season this year.
My daughter goes to Southside, and we were on vacation when Lady Hawks won state, and it did not stop us from watching and celebrating. In our little lake house, I'm sure all the neighbors wondered what was going on. We were so proud of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was an amazing season.
Yes.
They were just literally unstoppable.
That's right. Undefeated, and I believe that they beat teams from 6 different states en route to that state championship. You know, in different tournaments. They went to Pensacola and played in a tournament down there.
Yeah.
Beat teams from 3 different states there. They also played in tournaments in Memphis. Beat a team out of St. Louis that is a perennial powerhouse up there. So a huge, and just you cannot say enough. There aren't enough words to describe the year that Southside Lady
We're
Hawks
so
had.
proud of them. You know, a Jackson team to do that. That is outstanding. So proud. So we have some big old trucks coming through. We got ServPro and a wrecker service, and they're all honking their big truck horns,
Got 'em
making
all
an
shined up.
impression with the children. They're bright red, and the kids are digging that.
Oh, yeah.
One thing that I loved, and I was absolutely acting like a crazy idiot, 8-year-old, was when they were giving out candy.
Did you go get some?
Well,
oh yeah,
no,
He
okay,
did?
Okay.
He's
Like
had
scrambling
me rolling
around.
this whole parade because he jumps up and down and acts like an 8-year-old.
You know, there's something
It's
about
not
coming
an act,
to
what
this.
he does on the air. It's not an act.
There's something about coming to the Strawberry Festival that makes me feel like my childhood again. Because we're going to go. I'm going to take my grandchildren over this carnival, and I'm going to ride rides all afternoon.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Can I just say that is a huge record?
That is a massive red record.
Yes.
I bet that's for pulling semis out of a ditch.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going back to having some fun. I was having a whole lot of fun. I elbowed a little old lady
Oh my gosh, G-Unit.
I hope she didn't separate a hip while I was trying to get
Because she's trying to get
Tootsie
her
Rolls.
candy.
It was Tootsie Rolls, and I was going to have
Well, it's
some of
Tootsie
it.
Rolls.
Well,
You're on your own.
Once she landed, she hollered up at him, "Hey, can you get me some while you're up there?"
If we all keep eating this good food, we're going to need these records to pull us
Yeah,
out.
you got that right. You got that right. So we got some big old trucks coming through, kind of showing off. They have all their lights on. They're blowing their loud horns, and the kids are digging it.
Shined up, looking great. And the tires are all nice and clean. The cool thing, and the weather has certainly cooperated today, has it not? Because there have been days when I've been at the Strawberry Festival, and it was as hot as the basement of Hades before.
Oh yeah, it's been
And,
miserable before. I've been sunburned here before.
I believe it.
But today's perfect. It's perfect.
Fantastic day. So thank you to Mother Nature for kind of cooperating with us here
Yes, 'cause I got a little iffy last night. I looked at the forecast before I went to bed, and I'm like, uh-oh.
I was worried too. Here comes the Salvation Army Emergency Disaster Services bus.
We've got all these big trucks coming through, and the Lions Club's representing right now.
Salvation Army's giving out candy.
You want to run down there and get you some candy,
Sugar,
Gina?
you're missing the candy.
I'm going to have to elbow that little old lady out of the way again.
You better be careful. That cop on that motorcycle will get you.
Well, move it, Grandma.
Elmo and little old ladies.
Oh my God.
And the Lions Club International with their display on a nice minivan there. Lions Club is a fantastic civic organization.
Yes, it is.
One of the things they will do to try to help provide sunglasses to those in need. So anytime you see an opportunity to give to the Lions Club International, be sure to take advantage of that because they do great work and they do it internationally as well.
Yes, they do.
And excitingly enough, we hear another band coming up.
That's always exciting.
Fingers crossed they don't stop playing as soon as they get in front of us.
Looks like we got a dance troupe situation on the front end. I hope so. That's always so exciting.
Is this Mylan? You see the purple?
Can you tell?
They're dressed in purple, that's for sure.
That sounds like Mylan, right?
We don't see a banner. Looking for one, but I don't see a banner present. But they are certainly dressed in purple, and that is the Bulldog color for sure.
Did Mylan go to state again this year? We were so proud of them last year. They fought so hard.
Mylan, to your point, Mylan was a runner-up in basketball last year to East Nashville. They had a fantastic, a magical year for the boys basketball team from Mylan High School last year. And we were up there last year with Southside boys and girls teams as well. But absolutely kudos to Mylan because they're doing a good job with their basketball program. Known perennially as a powerhouse football program, but you got to say that expectations are a little bit higher now for the basketball program because they're starting to do very, very well.
They do have an awesome football stadium at Mylan. So my son went and bought us deep fried Oreos, and there were 4 of them. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
And if you guys don't mind, my little 5-year-old Dawson is with her grandmother listening. She's sick, and she's listening to Mommy on the radio, so I just want to say, Lala, I love you. I wish you were here at the parade.
That's my dog Gunter. He's going home now.
I'd be crying if I was going home, too.
Well, shout out to Lala. Hey, we're thinking about you.
Absolutely, Lala. Get better soon.
Yeah.
Poor little pumpkin.
I know. 5 shots yesterday.
Oh, my goodness.
She's not feeling good at all.
Oh, man.
God,
Yeah.
love it. I always hated having to do that.
Just passing in front of us, Miss Teen West Tennessee Fairest of the Fair.
Yeah, she's in a white Jeep.
I don't think I realized how many titles that there are just in
this royalty.
this area of West Tennessee.
It's kind of amazing.
Hey, guys.
There's that creepy clown again with that hat.
Hey, guys.
Freaking out.
As long as he doesn't cross this threshold,
Yeah, if he
we're
comes
good.
over here, I'm leaving.
And I think we're listening in from the studio really quick.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say we're getting really close to the top of the hour. Bob Ney is going to join us at 12 o'clock. I know the parade may still be going on. I don't know how much longer it is, but Bob Ney is coming in at 12 o'clock. We'll do Walker Talks from 12 to 1, but I know everyone's enjoyed listening to you guys out there at the fair, and it sounds like it's been a great time.
Well, Chuck, thank you for pointing out that it's almost top of the hour and time to turn it back over to the studio. Thank you all for listening to News Talk 96.5 today. We have had so much fun trying to describe what's going on with the parade and all the different floats and just the pure excitement and sense of community here today at the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival, the big parade on Friday. And we hope everyone has an absolutely wonderful weekend. Thank you, G-Unit. Thank you, Christy and Chesley.
Yes.
Got it. For joining us. It has been a pleasure to enjoy the parade with y'all.
So live from the 85th annual Strawberry Festival. This has been News Talk 96.5.
Take it away, Chuck.
Attention all motivated sellers. Are you ready for a more exciting career in radio and digital marketing? Look no further than News Talk 96.5 FM. Join our team and tap into the world of multimedia marketing, radio, and event sales. We're looking for individuals who are passionate about helping local businesses grow. We provide best-in-class sales tools to ramp up sales quickly and help you achieve your goals. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to elevate your sales career. Call Gina Langley at 731-800-6397.
Vintage doesn't always mean long-lasting. As your home systems age, your repair costs, utility bills, and breakdowns rise. During Hiller's Vintage Showdown, we're giving away a free new system to the owner of the oldest HVAC unit. Submit a picture of your old equipment online to see if you qualify as the winner. Everybody wins with trade-in credits plus 0% financing for up to 48 months with approved credit on select new HVAC systems. Enter to win now at happyhiller.com.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Flash sale just for mom. Flash sale May 8th through May 12th at King Jewelers. This Mother's Day, show mom some love with sparkling jewelry from King Jewelers. Don't miss out on this 1 week only sale from May 8th to May 12th. Just for mom.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
Somebody save me from myself. I spent so long living in hell. They say my lifestyle is bad for my health. It's the only thing that seems to help. All of this drinking and smoking is hopeless, but feel like it's all that I need. Something inside of me's broken. I hold on to anything that sets me free. I'm a lost cause. Baby, don't waste your time on me. I'm so damaged beyond repair. Life has shattered my hopes and my dreams. I'm a lost cause. Baby, don't waste your time on me. I'm so damaged beyond repair. Life has shattered my hopes and my dreams. What if the night sky was missing a moon?
Welcome into Walker Talks, an abbreviated version today as News Talk of West Tennessee 96.5 FM, newstalk965.com brought you some live coverage this morning from the 85th Strawberry Festival, just right down the road from us in Humboldt, Tennessee. It's a Friday. It's not 10, it's noon here, but that still means we have our good friend, former U.S. Congressman, author of the book Sideswipe, Bob Ney, joining us here at a special time. Bob, we appreciate you being so amenable, my friend.
Oh, absolutely, man! Strawberries. We have a strawberry festival in Newark, Ohio, and
give it back.
They're cool.
Give it back.
Yeah.
I thought we had the only strawberry festival. Is that not the way festivals work?
No, you probably had it before we did.
Yeah, exactly. The 85th year. It's a good time. I took my kids.
Oh, yeah.
Took my kids down there. You may have seen the pictures on Facebook. Well, I took my son's girlfriend. She's from right outside of Ann Arbor, Michigan, like where she grew up, and she went to a college down here in Jackson, and that's where they met. And she's never really been to a fair. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" I said, "We'll fix that."
My.
So we went down there, and
yeah, we got them in Ohio. Yeah. Now you did. What did you do? Did you do a bungee jump? What did you do with your son? I forget.
I did not. That older person. I have a 20-year-old and an 11-year-old, and my oldest son did all that mess. Bob, I don't like to brag, but I've had a 42-year streak of not trusting carnival workers, so I don't ride those rides.
Oh, well, I did bungee with my son years ago, and he was younger, and he ran out there, and then, of course, I had to go through with it because I was terrified, and, he was 10.
Okay.
I did the bungee jump, and wow.
When my son was 11, we were on a cruise, and one of the ports of call was in Curacao. And we rented a car and drove all around Curacao, and they had this huge 45-foot cliff, and you jump into the water. It's like what all the locals do. And we met up with a local there, like we knew somebody that was stationed there. And anyway, but when you look down, and I know a million people have done it, but when you look down, those rocks look really close, like the ones that are. And I was like, I said, I'm gonna go first and make sure it's safe. And I couldn't do it. And all of a sudden, Will, he's 20 now, was like 11 or 12, just comes off running and jumps. So then I jump after him, obviously. And then, at that time, Knox was like 5, and he did it no problem. But anyway, yeah,
I paraglided off the Himalayas 3 times.
Okay,
that was amazing.
I can't. That's something I've never done. I don't.
13,000 feet up.
I don't love heights. I'm so much better about flying than I used to be. I was like 20 before I got in my first airplane. But I just, heights and stuff, that's not my jam. You know how you can go to these big cities and walk out like on the glass floors and hang out like a crazy person. I see people doing that. I'm like, why?
My friend had a horrible fear of heights. He came from Newark, Ohio, with a couple of friends, 3 of us. We went to India, and he went up in a Jeep, and they told him to move into the middle of the Jeep, and they put the Indian guy on the end, and he asked why, and they said, if the Indian falls out, it's one thing. You fall out, we got to do paperwork in Delhi. Yes, they told him. They did.
Every country's a little different.
So they took him up, and he went on this horrific 45-minute tear up 13,000 feet. And then when you get out of the Jeep, they just start putting this gear on you, and then they grab you and say, run, run, run. And they tell you, if you stop, you are going to wish you were dead.
It is. All right, one more story about this. All right, so during COVID, I think I've told you this before, we would go to – have you ever been to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico?
No.
It's gorgeous. It's kind of it's a little bit. It's either north or south of Cabo, but it's beautiful. It's kind of in an inlet, and there's rainforest behind you. This place we stay is called Hotel Masai. There's rainforest behind you, and you're up in this hotel, kind of halfway up the mountain, and you're looking down into the ocean, into the bay, and it's just completely breathtaking. Pictures and stuff there, but it's where they filmed in Puerto Vallarta, in one of these rainforests, kind of on top of the mountain. It's where they filmed Predator, the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that. Oh,
yes.
And so I was like, and we went a couple of times during COVID, because that's back when we could afford it. I've looked about going since then. I was like, oh, well, I'm glad we went then, because it's gone up like 4 times. But we went during COVID a couple of times and really, really loved it. Some friends recommended it to us. And when you're going up this mountain, of course, you take a taxi, and they're not like yellow taxis or anything. It's just a, Hispanic person in their, car that weighs about 300 pounds. And so we get in there, and he's driving up the mountain on a dirt road. And literally there's a point where I look out, at least 200-foot drop. You're seeing that the tops of the trees are 200 feet below you. Dirt is falling from where his tire's on the edge, because a tour bus is coming down to the other side. And why he got on the right lane? I mean, you're literally seeing gravel fall. I'm like, dear Lord. But we made it, and I was like, we may just walk down, but going down was a lot better than going up. But
there you go.
My man, he wasn't nervous a bit. The only one nervous in the car was me.
Mm-hmm.
He makes that trip. Well, speaking of people being nervous, I'm pulling up the news. I just got in because we just came on air. I'm looking up what's going on with Title 42. How big of a thing is this with what we're seeing in Brownsville? I mean, you've seen all the drone footage and stuff that we have. What's going on?
It was the pandemic era asylum restrictions that were created under Trump, and they ended today. So people coming towards Mexico, which if you look at the news articles, it talks about how they held their cell phones up above the water. The reason I mention that, I always kind of am amazed when people say, well, things we do here don't have an effect. Yes. Most people have a cell phone. I don't care how poor they are.
Right.
They have a cell phone.
Right.
And they are on Instagram and TikTok and on and on and on.
That's right.
And this stuff spreads like lightning that, this is what 42 is. I mean, as soon as they knew it was expiring, they're going across the Rio Grande with their cell phones up in the air, so that they don't get water in them. And if you look at the actual stats of this, and I do want to get to what Mayorkas, the head of Homeland Security, said, under Biden, because he's stepping in for the president in the sense, saying maybe some things the president actually maybe can't say like he does.
Right.
But anyway, the U.S. official report is that the border stopped 10,000 migrants on Tuesday. Now, Chuck, that's twice the average daily level from March. And it's only a little bit below 11,000, which was the big-time upper limit of what they were expecting when Title 42 ended. So, bottom line is double. More than 27,000 people were in Customs and Border Protection custody, by the way, and they are at 125% capacity. So, that all translates into a border surge, obviously.
Absolutely.
Number two, then two, what do you do? Do you release, if you're at 125%, people are crawling all over each other. Do you release them? Do you put them back to Mexico? Do you release them here? What do you do? Now, Mayorkas, the head of Homeland Security for President Biden, came out, and the video's there, and he says on there, we are not allowing people to come here that have not approached this process in the right way. He didn't say illegals. He didn't say he just said not approach the process. So he had a tough line. Meanwhile, the Republicans passed a tough border security bill, which is dead in the Senate, and if it passes the Senate, it's dead at the White House. But they at least passed it they passed it yesterday, knowing the surge was going to start. So this is out there. It's going to be interesting to see what Biden does, because the left is going to be all over him about his approach.
This is all right. So I'm going to back this up just a little bit, because this is not just people from Mexico coming here. A lot of these are people from Guatemala, Honduras. How easy is it to get into Mexico? All right, so you leave Honduras or you leave Guatemala or wherever you're seeking asylum from. Is there problems on the southern Mexican border at all, or do they just let everybody in, or do we know?
Well, here's the issue. Like, for example, and I think this is kind of sad. To get a tourist visa to the United States, from India, for example, you have to go through personal interviews in Delhi. If you're an approved student, you go through this whole month after month after month process. So just using India as an example. And now some countries, I've always complained China just gets visas like it's candy, throw it out there, and like a parade. But certain countries are tough. Now, getting into Mexico is a different world. So a lot of people coming across the border are from, African countries, India, the Mideast, South America, all over the place. Now, the vast majority are, Mexicans, but there's still a, good amount of people that are coming from other countries too.
Well, and so getting through Mexico, obviously, isn't a problem, because I guess Mexico knows they're not going to be here long, right? And I have heard reports, and I'm skeptical, but this is big enough where these people they're not just walking all the way up Mexico. Mexico's a very long country. I don't think they're just walking up from there. I mean, they're busing them and transporting them, getting them set up, right?
All right. And then also, we've got to look at the fact, and I don't want to stereotype this, so I won't. But, people are, when you're coming from Guatemala and some other areas and you're flying in, that's where a lot of people are like the MS-13 gang, which they are horrific. For initiation, one time in Fairfax, Virginia, this young kid and his girlfriend were on a date at a movie theater, and they cut both of his hands off as an initiation. They didn't know him.
Oh.
This is MS-13.
Oh.
When I was in Congress, we got reports on MS-13, and I mean, I voted to do anything we needed to do with them.
Terrorist organization.
Because they're all and so people foster them in. The drug cartels bring people over. They want to bring them here to, distribute the fentanyl and the drugs that they bring in. So, yes, there's a certain amount of, of that happening. No doubt about it.
All right. So I want to ask you this, okay? And this is an article. No, I'm sorry. This is a video I watched on TikTok, but it looked official because there's nice camera setup and things like that to make you think it's official. And the person's perspective for this was saying that, like Governor Abbott, for example, Ted Cruz, people from Texas, that they were using this as a political ploy because they do have the power, according to this report that I saw. The governor has the power to put the National Guard down on the border. It's not just the federal government's job to take care of the border. There are some things you could do as a governor, but on purpose they weren't doing them because they almost need this calamity to happen, so it hurts Biden. Do you think that there's any truth to that?
That they need the calamity to happen?
Yeah, and that the Governor Abbott could actually do something if he wanted.
Oh, on that? Not really. I mean, it's the federal government's problem.
Okay. If he said, I'm going to put thousands of National Guardsmen there, he wouldn't necessarily be able to do that, or could he do that?
Well, he could, but here's the thing. Along the U.S.-Mexico border, right? Mm-hmm. The average amount of people coming across every day is 6,000 to 7,000 some people. And if you look at that and you start to figure up the numbers, right? Mm-hmm. It's staggering. So why should the state of Texas have to pay for everything that the Fed, should be doing? Now they will send, the troops down there. Mm-hmm. I thought it was I don't care if it's political or not, I thought it was a good move for Abbott and DeSantis in Florida to take people and drop them off in Hyannisport, drop them off in New York City.
Me too.
The mayor of New York City is telling President Biden, help me. Well, you didn't hear that a while back. No. It was always Texas had to take everybody in and deal with them in California.
When these people get here, what are they looking for? Okay, so you hear the word asylum, okay, but then people are abusing that. What does that mean? Does that mean, okay, I'm looking for a job now? Does that mean I just want to be put up in housing? Because here's what we hear sometimes, right? These people are coming here. They're going to get free healthcare, free food, free lodging, free utilities, free cell phones, free, you name it, they're going to get it. Is that true, you think? What happens? Like, what's the plan?
Well, they will, because they're going to be qualified for Medicaid. And, I can tell you with the qualifications of Medicaid, some people can get housing for $40 a month, free medical care without having to pay, a portion of it. I know a married couple that are receiving, these are American born and raised, but receiving $600 to $700 a month in food stamps. Sure. If they're here, now here's the other thing I'll argue. If we're going to let them come in, and we're going to say, okay, you're illegal. Of course, you can't say illegal anymore. You got to say migrants. And that's the other thing. They are not migrants.
That's ridiculous.
They aren't. They are illegal now. And And Chuck Schumer, there's a great video of Chuck Schumer saying we need to call them illegal because we need to distinguish between legal and illegal immigration.
Right.
Now, that video, he'd like it to go away now, but he actually said that because it's true.
Mm-hmm.
In order to deal, and let me give you a quick example, Chuck, if I could.
Sure.
In order to deal with the DACA, the Dreamers. The Dreamers are illegally here. However, we have to look at the circumstances. They were brought here. A lot of them don't even speak Spanish. That is an illegal person technically that has come under a different circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
But the media has finally turned this, the national media, to where you can't say illegal. It's something wrong by saying illegal. They are migrants. And so if they come here and they are illegally here, but we let them in, and I always argue, deal with it. If you're going to let them in, and you're going to let them run around the United States, and you're going to say, okay, apply for asylum. Well, first of all, are we saying that we are now going to make the lack of a job in a foreign country asylum situation here?
Right.
Good luck. Good thing we don't border 4 more countries.
I can't imagine. This is
asylum is like where you're persecuted, you're politically thrown in jail.
Right.
That's asylum.
Your country's war torn, someone's trying to take over. There's a civil war. Whatever. Yeah. There's a million different reasons.
You live in Saudi Arabia and you're gay, and they're going to throw you off of a building.
Right.
That's asylum.
That's exactly right. This is not that. We have weaponized words to the point now to where we can't speak them. We can't say certain words now. And it blows my mind. I had a little thing about this the other day on the show. The word progress or progressive, this is, progressively, going to help us here. And someone called in and was like, oh, you're left. I was like, are you kidding me? Progressive is a word. It's not a political, Democrats don't get to own the word progressive. Just like Republicans can't own the word conservative sometimes. If this is a conservative approach, that doesn't mean, MAGA. That's a word. We've let these people just take over our words. Like you said, illegal. Now we can't say that? How do we, and when you can't communicate clearly, then of course there's confusion. It seems purposeful.
The average wage in Mexico is about $625 a month.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So, can I understand why a person sits there, has got 3 kids, and says, I'm making $600 a month, we're going to cross the Rio Grande?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
I understand that. I fully grasp it. I probably would.
I would do it in a heartbeat. There was a guy that we met when we were in Puerto Vallarta. So we went a couple of times. I think 3 times in 14 months or something, just because it was good prices and everything. And we met our driver that we met. We actually became friends with him. We met his family. We had lunch with him. I mean, he was a great guy, and he would tell stories about when he would come to Louisiana to work at a shrimp farm or crawfish or something like that. And it was somewhere in Louisiana, but there was literally gators in there, and he got bit one time by an alligator when he was in his 20s. And I was like, man, and so we came back, called immigration attorneys, and just said, I wonder if I could hire him at my pest control company. He was a great guy, just wanted to take care of his family. Couldn't do it. My business didn't qualify, all that. And now you see what's happening now. I tried to go about it the right way, and it did not work. And then you see what's happening now. I do feel sorry. It's not that my heart doesn't break for these people, but we had the president a handful of months ago at the State of the Union address saying that, Republicans are going to take away your Medicare and Social Security, and now we're putting them on Medicare. How much of this can we handle?
Right. And there's the problem, too. The state resources, if the Medicare, the Medicaid split, for example, in Ohio was 60-40, all right? 60% Fed and 40% from the state. So if you get somebody who's illegal status or legal, whatever, they go on Medicaid, the state is coughing up part of that formula. Now, if in general people are coming into Texas and California, and will tend to stay there because you can blend in better.
Right.
There's, bigger cities than if you're, let's go down to Jackson, or Newark, Ohio, right? So a lot of people tended to be in Texas and California, and So that's a problem. And as a result, the resources of the state were being used and are being used of those border states.
It feels like it's insanity. How does this play out? Okay, we know all the people. We've seen the pictures. What does Biden do? How painted into a corner is he now?
Well, the problem that he has is the fact that the Congress can't come to terms with this. When I was in Congress, for example, Bush brought a proposal, and I can remember we had a private caucus. Republicans meet privately in one room, Democrats in the other. Mm-hmm. And a guy in the back of the room, I can't remember who it was, stood up and he yelled, "This is asylum. That's all this is asylum," Mm-hmm. And people grumbled, and anyway, Bush didn't get anywhere. And Bush was he's from Texas, he was trying to solve something.
Right.
So we never had actual immigration reform, which, by the way, if the leaders decide, the Republicans like border security, the Democrats like the ability to have, asylum and some immigration. So somewhere along the line, you kind of got to give on both of them. Now, there's low-hanging fruit. Who's against somebody brought to this country as a baby illegally, and they find out when they're 19 and they can't speak Spanish that their mom and dad brought them here illegally?
Right.
That's what's called the Dreamers. I mean, who really could be against, not helping them? So there's certain things that can be done.
Right.
But right now, the cost, the best estimate cost of illegal immigration right now is about $182 billion in annual. It might be higher now,
Right.
Now, everybody says, well, they pay taxes, okay? The taxes cover about 15 to 17% of the costs.
Right. So
that's what costs is covered. Those are statistics. I'm pretty close on them, I think.
What about this, Bob? Does anybody ever even talk about this? All right, so we've got, even if it doesn't get any worse after today, we've already got a big mess on our hands right now, okay? Let's assume nobody's behind these people, okay? But we've got a mess. Mm-hmm. But we do also know in our country right now, everybody is hiring. It's not a Tennessee problem or an Ohio problem. It's every single state is looking for workers, wages higher than ever. Is there a way that we could transition these people into active members of a community with job resources and things like that, where they could, they're going to have a livable wage. They're not going to be on the government dime. They're going to pay in taxes, at a local level, state level, federal level. They're going to be Is there any talk of that, or would that transition be too high?
There's no talk about doing that. The only enforcement mechanism were businesses. And past legislation, you got to, but there again, somebody walks in your business, they have an accent, and you turn around and say, I need you to prove you're an American citizen, you might get sued.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might get sued. So, as everybody, then you have to have a policy, everybody that comes to work for you, I don't care if it was your best friend's kid that you've known all your life, has to bring a birth certificate.
That's right. Or your Social Security, all your new hire paperwork that has all of that. But I mean, I'm just trying to think of, because I don't even know how we could send all these people back either. We just put them in Mexico and say, all right, Mexico, you deal with them, because they're coming across quasi-legally now, seeking asylum. But if we say no, I mean, we understand people get snuck in here every single day. I mean, it's still happening now. These are just the ones we see.
I mean, the only way to technically do this the correct way now, but let me just give this caveat first.
Okay.
There are people, Ellen Ratner, who I started in radio with, who created Talk Media News Service. Ellen and I had many chats. Ellen believed in open borders. If you want to come here, come here.
Ooh.
I said, Ellen, we're going to have 7.5 billion people
right.
here.
Right.
Yeah, she would tell you, believed in open borders. They used to come that way. My great-great-grandfather came that way, and of course there weren't this many people in the country, right?
Right.
So if you're going to say that asylum is the fact that your life quality isn't good in Mexico and you're not making enough money, then there's a problem. That is a debate that, if you're asking me, no, that is not asylum. So under those circumstances, we have to purely define asylum then. What do we believe it is?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to have centers outside the United States, which is what Trump was doing the deal with Mexico, having centers there where they go to apply. They walk into the embassy or an expanded center. They apply for asylum. Now, on the other hand, we got to kick the bureaucracy in the rear end, because you can't have somebody go and apply for asylum, and then 4.5 years later, you say, "Oh, okay." I know of personal cases of friends of mine, and these women married, had a relationship for over 8 to 9 years, one with an Indian guy and one with a Tibetan guy. They had thousands and thousands of messages back and forth, and they visited twice a year, and et cetera. And it took them 5 years to get their husband over here. Wow. Now, that's silly.
That is silly.
Okay? It's silly. So, but see, these are things that need to be discussed, because have the outside centers in Mexico, we pay for them, and people come in there, and then we adjudicate it, and it shouldn't take a lifetime to adjudicate it.
No, and I think you could even do like career placement, because like for a job like mine, right? My guys are going out and girls, and they're dealing with the public, and so yes, speaking English is a minimum requirement, right? Because and then you have to learn everything else and read labels and stuff. So it may not be the best fit for me, but for what you do, flipping houses, construction type jobs, industries, factories. Lord knows we need we're not the only state with tons of potholes in our road, infrastructure fault. I mean, that is something you could learn the skill to, and you wouldn't have to have all of the communication, and you could have some Spanish people speaking managers there that could help with that. So I don't want to be heartless with this, but boy, I love Trump's approach. It seemed very common sense.
Well, right, and then again, there's the ability to have people come in. Let's say you can't find certain people to work, you can't find them. Then you have temporary measures, and people can come in, and they get approved to come in. They're coming from Mexico, and they can work. And by the way, the thing I always love is, you're a racist. Look on my Facebook. My 2 nephews' last name is Contreras. Okay,
right.
They're as Mexican as you can get. They're on my Facebook. That's my great nephews.
Yeah.
And so, I am obviously highly not prejudiced. My cousins live in California. My cousin's wife is from Mexico City. So, yeah, I'm not.
No. But we got to be able to have these conversations without being accused of that. Like, you can have an adult conversation, but people are so sensitive.
Yeah, you get labeled. And so there has to be the conversations. You have to have border security. Now, you could do some pretty blanket asylum as long as they have no criminal record, all right?
Right.
You could do that. And then with the caveat that border security is just maxed up, there's a wall, and then you go through the process. That's the only way to kind of effectively make asylum. Let me also give you one true case. Chillicothe, Ohio. I was congressman for Chillicothe. The local union called me and said, these illegal Mexicans are going across the picket line, the union picket line. I called the sheriff. He said, yep. He said, I have 10 people here now, and I called immigration, and I was told, let them go. Bush was president. Let them go. I got my secretary to get the next day the head guy in immigration that, was kind of in charge of all this.
Right.
And my secretary said, she said, Congressman, hang on for Mr. Gutierrez. I kind of thought, okay, I'm maybe not in best condition.
Right.
And he gets on, and he says, we let him go. He said, we let him go.
But what's their
he
job
said they didn't do anything.
But what's, okay,
he was working for Bush.
But what's immigration's job? If they don't do that, how do they spend their 8 hours a day at work? What else are they doing if they're not, deporting illegals?
And I wonder, was he biased, or was this a Bush policy? What was it? I talked to the guy personally, and he said they've committed no crime. I said, but they're illegal. He said, but they didn't commit a crime. A felony. I said, okay.
Wouldn't one think that just being here illegally would be a crime? Like, we can't, you talk about reciprocity sometimes, like, how we couldn't go to, country X and get, interest-free loans from a government and stuff like that, but they can do that here. But that doesn't seem fair. Well, it's the same thing. We can't just go walking around this country, just spending time there without checking in, having a visa, whatever it is. Like, so just the act alone should be illegal, and that does not make you a racist to say that. We had a lady on with us yesterday. She comes on once a week. I love her. Her name's Julia Ewalt. She's a young reporter from a local paper here, and she's just absolutely phenomenal. And she talked about the importance. We were just having a conversation about something not of a great consequence, but she's like, well, I never want to hurt anybody's feelings. And I said, I completely understand you, and I would never want to either. But you also, you can't wear your feelings on the outside. You have to have your feelings on the inside. So if I hurt your feelings on the inside, well, then I probably did something inappropriate, and I'm sorry. But if you're looking for something that's not there with your feelings on the outside of your body, well, then that's kind of a you thing. And I think sometimes we have you things out there. You know what I mean? Like you calling up and saying, hey, these we known illegals here. That right there is a breaking a law. You're not a racist. You're not anything other than just identifying a problem.
Yeah. And then again, Trump had a guy named Miller, and he used to work for Congressman Shadegg when I was in the House. And Miller is just like obsessed with trying to stop immigration, period. And Miller was part of a policy of Trump that really, around the world, was restricting even tourist visas. That's wrong. That kind of thing's not a balance, So again, there's a balance out there, but if you can't distinguish, and I agree with Schumer's old video, I'll look it up for you.
Yeah, that'd
be
great.
You can't agree of what's legal or illegal, then you can't solve the problems. And like I said, Schumer himself said that in a video a while back.
It makes so much sense. All right, it's a couple questions staying in this vein. Then I want to hear what you thought about the Trump town hall real quick, if you've got a minute.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we talk more so than any radio program in the world, more so than any radio contributor I've ever heard in my life. You talk about things that matter so much because we've talked about. We haven't balanced a budget in 16 years. We haven't even talked about it. This debt ceiling stuff is it's another symptom. So we're getting tight on money anyway, it seems, at $31.5 trillion owed. We're getting tight on money. How can we afford this? Like, I mean, I can't even believe that this is a thought. How would you get out of this if all of a sudden Bob Ney's in charge? That's the second question. And number 3, what do you think will actually happen?
Well, what I would do is I would do a 6-month clean debt ceiling bill for 6 months.
Okay.
I'd say to the president, my caucus would like reductions. You don't want reductions in there. You want a year's debt ceiling. I'll give you 6 months clean debt ceiling for 6 months.
Okay.
From today. And then we, of course, in the House would start the budget process. We would do the budget process, and we would do reductions. Everything would be on the table. Now, immediately, I would make it clear. Everything on the table doesn't mean you have to cut Social Security and Medicare. That doesn't mean it. But if you want to save it so it's around someday for everybody, we have to look at the system, tweak it, save costs, et cetera. That doesn't mean we cut it. So I would do the budget process, and I would push it hard with the president, and then in October, when it's due, October the 1st, the 12 appropriation bills, 12 or 13, depends how they wrap them up, they'll go through the Senate and to the president. I would do what Gingrich did, was to, make the necessary adjustments throughout the government.
Right.
And this, you can take, for example, you could take 5 or 10% off the travel accounts of every agency. I mean, there's ways to do a lot of things out there.
And
then, of course, some tough decisions have to be made.
Well, but let's just take, and I'm just a small businessman. I'm not a very high intelligence, but even me, I have a feeling if you opened up the books of Social Security for me and let me look at all the expenditures, I could probably find some cost savings, some ways to save money, to trim the fat in there, just an old pest control and radio guy taking a look at it, as long as I've been in business, without anybody getting a reduction in what they receive. I bet there is some governmental waste in those programs. What would you think?
Let me give you an example. I had in January a total physical, everything, the SMA 6 and 12s, the blood tests, everything. And my doctor referred me for eyes and glaucoma, and all that stuff.
Right.
And the next day, I got a call. I'm not going to say who my provider is. They might cut me off. But I got a call. I'm no dummy. I got a call from my provider, and it was a woman that, real nice, said, "Hey, we want to come do a home health care visit." Because, I'm technically old. Okay.
No, you are not. Stop it.
Yeah, well, I'll be 69 years old next month. So
69 years young.
Yeah. Anyway, so she calls and said, "We want to do home health care visit." I said, "What do you do?" "Make sure you can cook for yourself." All these things. I'm like, okay. I said, "I just had a total physical yesterday. Everything." She said, "Oh, I know, but we can come and visit and take your blood." And I said, "But I just had a physical." "Oh, no. They want a bill."
Right.
I've had a physical. Now, multiply that by how many people.
Right.
If you haven't had a physical or you need somebody to look in on you at your home, if I had problems, mobility problems, I'd say, "Yeah, come to my home. What can you help me with?" But that's just one example, of where, it's out there in the system, and they're charged of things. My son had a PICC line in his heart years back. It was over a tumor on his leg, that he had an infection. And I can remember they came to my house and they were telling me this PICC line 24 hours. And they said, "Here's what you do. You don't get a bubble in the needle." And they're telling me this. And I'm like, "Why are you telling me this?" He said, "Well, you can do this next week." I'm like, "I'm not doing that next week."
No, thank you. Yeah.
They were arguing with me. Just so happened a friend of mine owned another company. And I called him up, and he said, "Put your foot down. Tell me what." They would have had me do it and still made some charges.
Wow.
A fee. And that's for consulting with me and bringing the medicine, et cetera. Now, does that mean that these companies are dirty? No. But, hey, if the government tells these companies, "Go ahead and do this and do that and do these tests," it's okay, then it's okay. And I'm not saying it's all corrupt or rampant or whatever, but there are ways in the government that you can, look at the costs, find out how legitimate they are, and see if they are appropriate or not.
Absolutely. And by the way, somebody could come into my business and do the exact same. You can do that in every single business, right? I could probably take a deep look into my company, find a way to save a handful of dollars, and no one lose their job. No one get their pay cut. Nobody. I mean, that's just how life is. And so but everybody goes to the scariest scenario. Your Medicare is getting cut. Your Social Security is getting cut. And they just use it as a threat instead of what it really is. All right. Did you see any of Trump's town hall? Or I didn't see it, but I've seen a lot of clips of it. What were your thoughts with that?
Well, a couple of things. Let's look to the commentator first. Fox News headline was about Trump attacking the commentator. CNN was about the lies Trump told, blah, 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 blah. Let's go to the commentator first. I think she did a good job. I really do. They could have had Anderson Cooper, all these seasoned people. They picked her. They picked her for a reason. Yeah, I liked her. She's gotten tough with Senator Scott and others from Florida. She's gotten tough with Democrats. I like her. So I thought she held her own. He did attack her, of course, but I thought she held her own. That's number one. Number two, AOC and the whole group are just furious. MSNBC, they're all furious with CNN. Please, I mean, look, this is the big boy and girl world. Right. If you tomorrow morning could get President Biden on, I think you'd have him on.
Yes.
All right.
In a heartbeat. That is correct.
I think you'd have him on. So, Trump came on CNN. He had never been on there. So CNN had him on. That's no problem. It's a free country. Number three, CNN made a lot of money. CNN made a lot of money.
Absolutely.
That's what that's about. They don't like Trump. They don't care about Trump, but they made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, number four, Trump damaged himself during the town hall, quote, is what you're hearing from the Democrat side. Oh, they now have, they'll use it in commercials against him. I'm going to refer to, there's a little link I sent you today. There's a poll on there. Take a look at it. Click it open.
All right, let me pull it up
54% of the country are telling Joe Biden, whoa, and it's worse than that of the soft support. So even with Trump's quotes, I mean, there's some things I didn't like. I don't like the fact that he said well, we're going to default one day anyway. Don't treat it lightly. Some things he wouldn't take a pick. Although the answer on Ukraine and Russia was interesting. I don't want people dead.
Mm-hmm.
Either side.
He wouldn't take a side.
He dodged some things there. Now, having said that, though, President Biden is in such bad shape that Trump doing the town hall at the end of this was not a bad thing to do. I don't care what mistakes he made. It wasn't a bad thing for him to do, I think.
It's felt like he had a home field advantage. The crowd, from what I saw in the clips, were behind him for the most part. And he tap danced around the issues he wanted to. He's still hitting. The only thing I would tell Trump is, hey, let's let this 2020 thing go a little bit, right? Address January 6th.
No
kidding. Address January 6th, because you'd be silly not to. But let's let the stolen election, even if you believe it, you don't have to say it. And you know what? It's just, that's the one thing. But he's as smooth as silk. And honestly, anything he says, there is not one human being in the United States of America that his mind is not made up on Trump, number one. And number two, he's going to get every single vote he's going to get, or every single vote against him he's going to get. Like, I don't think that there's any, we could do this today. I don't think there's any reason to wait for the election.
Well, there's a couple now. The senators, Republicans, are starting to jab at him because of the town hall. Mm-hmm. But you're going to see Democrats jabbing at Biden because they're afraid of his numbers. When you become afraid, you'll jab. And some of the senators are jabbing at him, the Republican senators. Yeah. But I want to throw something else out here. That Trump, if he just was 20% nicer sometimes, or don't just flippantly say, we're going to default anyway. I know it's Trump's style. Mm-hmm. But he still is, he is ahead of Biden in the polls because Biden is stumbling so bad all the time in so many ways, and it's a drift, and the Democrats really don't want him. And then here's one other thing. Mm-hmm. Nobody, if I was running ads, this is what I would hammer in. You don't like Donald Trump? We understand. We understand why you don't like him. But think about this. Biden, if reelected, has 6 more years. He'll be 86. If anything happens, guess who's president of the United States?
Right. And no one's even...
Kamala.
They quit talking about that. We talked about that for a minute. How does he get rid of Kamala? And now he's not even talking. No one's even talking about it.
And I'm telling you, during the next election, and if she continues as she is doing, which is, I could probably run and beat her in an election. If she continues doing what she's doing, I'm telling you, it's going to be a factor. And the Democrats, I have Democrat friends who tell me very privately under the breath they want rid of her. They want a new VP because it's going to be in people's minds, would she be the president of the United States?
It really is. What do you okay. All right, so let me ask you, who do you think Trump would pick as vice president? So think about that. I'm going to ask you this. Short of a Barack Obama moment at the DNC when he got up and gave that speech, which again, when I saw that speech live, I thought, again, I don't care about his politics. I'm just talking about the man's oratory abilities. I was like, holy smokes, this guy can speak. It was like hearing a beautiful singer. That dude could talk. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean I agree with his policies. It means that I could appreciate his talent, and that was one of his great talents. Short of a moment like that, like, what are these Democrats going to do? They can't even find a good number 2. You can't find somebody running against Biden, and it's been real bad. What would fast forward this thing 8 years from now. What in the world are they doing? It's not Gavin Newsom. Get that out of here. It can't be Gavin Newsom. Who in the world can it be?
For a VP?
Yeah, or just the face of it. I know Trump's got this huge lead, but you can talk about Pompeo, Haley, Cruz always seems to be in there. I don't love Ted Cruz, but he always seems to be in there. You've got some Republican known commodities. You don't. Who on the world in the left? You can't even come up with a number 1, much less a number 2. I don't know who else they would get.
For VP, they could get Susan Rice. They could get, there's several female governors. Now, I have always argued that you can take an unknown, say some governor, female governor, you got to have a female. Right. Female governor, unknown, right?
Yeah, Sarah Palin back in the day.
And you can take them and their name is going to be instantly, known. Mm-hmm. Kamala Harris was picked because, she's African American, but also she's part Indian. Now, I did have a couple Indian people over here that said, when she was picked, we were in the streets below shooting off fireworks, and she never mentions India, and she doesn't.
No, not at all.
She doesn't identify. And that's tragic because she is half South Asian, and why she doesn't, capitalize on that. But anyway, you need a female. So there are other females that you could pick. And my cousin will now call me misogynistic that, I'm being anti-female because they had a dinner, a very expensive lunch actually, in Georgetown a couple of years ago, and it was all Kamala Harris supporters, a big deal from the Democrat Party, right?
Right.
And they decided at that luncheon that the way to defend Kamala Harris, to get her out of the slump she was in immediately, was to say that anybody that attacks her is against a woman of color and is misogynistic. That was their luncheon decision.
Yeah.
It wasn't that she's got one of the worst staffs on planet Earth and she reacts historically horribly with her staff. It wasn't that. It wasn't that, stop the cackling. I'm sorry. Right. It's constant. What are you laughing about all the time?
Right.
Just stop it. And so but they decided, you're attacking a woman of color. That kind of stuff's got to stop. I don't care, female, male, whatever. She has problems, and so I think it's a big deal. I think it's more of a big deal than they feel right now.
Yeah.
And again, it would depend on who, of course, Trump would pick. But the bottom line is, this is going to be a very tight election if it's Trump and Biden. And look, I'm not excusing some of the things Trump does. He just goes overboard so much. But again, tell me why Biden is trailing him in the polls if he did so darn bad on CNN.
I agree completely. I mean, look, we spent the first part of this show talking about the immigration. Afghanistan seems like 500 years ago, the way we withdrew from there and that nightmare of a withdrawal, which, by the way, have you seen the movie The Covenant? Have you seen that movie yet?
No.
It's a Guy Ritchie film. I want to tell you something right now. It's a great movie, but it's not like the best movie ever. But when you're thinking about it in real time, the emotion, and what the idea is, it's the soldier there, Navy SEAL, I guess, and his interpreter. And they get, attacked and they get away, and then the interpreter gets him through it. And then, of course, we just leave the interpreters there. And it talks about how many interpreters we left there, and it shows pictures.
It's horrible.
And all the people who helped us, who we made these promises to, and just the torturous death that they've received. I'm telling you, if you want it to be moved the same way you were probably moved in Saving Private Ryan, when you get back home, do yourself a favor, carve out a couple of hours and watch that movie. It will blow your mind. It's probably still in some theaters, but it's amazing.
Sad.
Yeah. And we did that.
It's sad.
And we did that what feels like so many years ago. It's just a couple, though, when we think about it. But all these gaffes, it's just, I can't believe that this is where we are. It just doesn't make any sense.
I tell people sometimes, I said, you have your conspiracy theories, which some are true.
Sure.
But you have your conspiracy theories. I said, but you all give the government too much credit for being smart. In Afghanistan, they had a top brass, and he had this interpreter, and he went to the embassy and said, that guy has been with me. This guy was like, I don't know, colonel or something.
Right.
That guy's been with me. I want him to come to America, and they didn't process it. They sat for a year and a half.
Yeah.
What on earth? That's where, you know what? If this is, I swear what I would do. If I was president of the United States and somebody told me that, I would pick up the phone. I would call the embassy. I'd say, this is Bob Ney, President of the United States. What are you doing? I'd get the service officer on the phone to the embassy.
And those
That's
are
what I don't know.
When we talk about real asylum, it's not having a job in your country, which is sad and awful and terrible, but that's real asylum. Oh, wait, we were in your country. Yeah, you were there. You made deals with the United States government. We left literally on a jet with people hanging off. And now you had to deal with the Taliban, so God only knows how terrible that was for you. And that's asylum. That's why we have these things on the books. We've reappropriated what words mean, and you can't do that. That's not right. It's not right. I'm telling you.
And so now we are back to the White House deciding what's going to happen with this rush to the border. That's where we're at. Congress isn't going to decide it. the White House, for however they come down on it, they're going to decide it.
Big boy talk today, Bob Ney. Thank you so much for your time, my friend.
Thank you.
I appreciate you being
Anytime.
amenable. Yes. And listen, hey, you have a great weekend. Where are you going this weekend?
I am going to go to one of the American hotels and have a buffet.
Get it, Bob. Get it. You know, you
Well,
being a
breakfast
good
buffet, they're only like $18 here.
I'm telling you, they have biscuits and gravy.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
there'll be and Paranta Indian food. So we're going to do that. And I got some friends that went and saw. Going to see a couple movies. So
Okay. We got a couple of statements that came in, and I can address them to the other end. But one question comes in for you directly here on the Advanced Rehab text line. It says, "I would like Bob's opinion on when he thinks gotcha politics will end. We need to focus on our country, not on Trump or Biden and what all they did wrong." Ooh.
Yeah, that's interesting because I can only almost see it end if it's not Biden or Trump. Because you're right, this 2020 thing, let it go, and then Biden's always kind of Trump did this, Trump did that.
Right.
But I think probably not this election. I would say the next election, 2024, and then we would go 4 years.
Mm-hmm. So
I
28.
think then, probably by then, Biden and Trump won't be running, and there'll be somebody new and fresh, and maybe they could stand there and say, I'm not this, I'm not that, don't blame me. I'm not going to blame the last 5 presidents. Maybe that would happen.
So only 5.5 years of that now. We only have to wait 5.5
So I'm going to
years.
answer. I'm going to answer it. In my opinion, it's going to take not this one, but the next election.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could argue it. Radio's better when you can argue, but I think you're right. It's certainly not going to be this one. We know that.
Yeah, not at all.
Bob, have a great weekend, my friend. Enjoy the
Thank
buffet.
you.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you.
Bob
Okay,
Ney,
thanks.
former
Bye-bye.
U.S. congressman. He's in India right now. He just gave you 54 minutes from India. Tell me that guy's not a rock star. The fact that we wake up every single morning, and Bob Ney is not the president is a shame. Guys, that was almost an hour. That flew by because we had the most interesting person that I know, Bob Ney, calling us from India. It's like 11 o'clock at night there, by the way. He's so awesome. I love that dude. Couple of messages have come in our Advanced Rehab text line. I'm going to take you all the way to 1 o'clock. We got Dave Ramsey 1 to 3, Dan Reeves 3 to 6 here on News Talk 965.com, 96.5 FM, the News Talk of West Tennessee. This comes in and says, all right, tuning in now, thank you. I let a couple of you know that Bob was coming on because I know you love Bob like I love Bob. And, we had Strawberry Festival coverage, but we still get, Walker Talk still has a contract to fulfill. Melissa, I still get paid for 3 hours, right? Yeah, just making sure. Because otherwise, we're taking this bad boy even longer. This comes in and says, it's a misdemeanor. I agree with this law. Stephen Miller, that's the Trump guy, is a racist. We need these people, human beings, immigrants, for several reasons. Contrary to Tucker and Stephen, the immigrants help our economy in many ways. All right, this comes in. Advanced Rehab text line, 731-800-8398, 731-800-8398. Says the book tells what could happen if our birth rates continue to fall. That is an issue here. What to expect when no one is expecting. It ain't good. All right, I get you, but there's other ways. I don't know that we can handle this many people right now. I think I did like Trump's idea. Let's set up centers in Mexico. Let's have job placements. Let's do it that way first, don't you think? This comes in, Advanced Rehab text line, 731-800-8398. Says, in my opinion, all the women and any man with integrity and empathy for their wives, sisters, or daughters should have booed Trump and walked out after his comments on E. Jean Claire, not to mention all of his lies. That ain't going to happen. Not in that setting. People love Trump. Nobody nobody's mind is not made up on Donald Trump. We know that, right? I mean, and honestly, his ideas were so much better. If you're asking me to go with Trump or Biden, it's 110% Trump. It's not even close. It's not even a discussion. This comes in. Advanced Rehab text line says Pee Wee Herman would probably be a good candidate. You know that movie Blow, that Johnny Depp movie Blow? He was amazing. Amazing in that. This comes in. Advanced Rehab text line 731-800-8398. 731-800-8398. This says, what movie was it? I had to go deliver a package. No problems. The Covenant. Went to go see it the other day, last weekend, maybe the weekend before. Absolutely amazing movie. When you think about what we did as Americans, what our government did to us, not to us, but yes, to us, to other American soldiers there, to the people we made deals with in Afghanistan, the way we left, and what that meant for them, I'm telling you, it moves you, I think. I know it moved me. It moves you the same way Saving Private Ryan did. Completely unbelievable movie. And when you think about it just being a couple of years ago, it's going to make you sick to your stomach. Stay through the credits. Breaks your heart. Breaks your heart. Guys, we're running out of time here on Walker Talks. It was a very abbreviated show, but we've had a phenomenal week. We want to thank all of our guests this week, from Bob Ney to Tom Scuteri, Olivia Abernathy, Julia Ewalt, Tony Nehall. A lot of rock stars have come in. Did I forget anybody? I don't think I forgot anybody. Oh, our Jackson State friends came on when I did Julie's show yesterday. Thank all of them. I'm telling you, I've had a busy week. Every time you make a choice to pick us here at 96.5, newstalk965.com, News Talk of West Tennessee. We want you to know we appreciate it. We pick you right back. We're growing. We want to grow up with you, though. Dave Ramsey, 1 to 3. Dan Reeves Show, 3 to 6. This has been Walker Talks.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM, 96.5 FM, Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.